So we'll raise for the ICI motto song.
येष सुप्तेषु जागृति येष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामंशो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Now I invite CA John Ravindran Moses to the stage. I invite CA Prabhakaran to issue a memento to today's speaker as a token of love. CA John Ravindran Moses is a practicing chartered accountant with over 3 decades of experience, specialized in non-profit sectors. He has an in-depth knowledge in Income Tax Act pertaining to NGOs and FCRAs. He is actively involved in capacity building initiative, conducting training programs and workshops on income tax and FCRAs over 2 decades. Now I invite CA Ravindran Moses sir to present his presentation.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you, friends, for joining. Right. I thank SIRC for the opportunity to present before you on FCRA 2010. This is one of the very small acts. There are only 54 sections, but has got a lot of impacts. Let me get straight into that because Abraham Zachariah sir will talk to you about FCRA, the main other aspects of it. If you see this act, even though it's a finance act, this is being administered by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Unlike all the other finance acts, take for example income tax, GST, excise duty, everything is handled by or governed by Finance Ministry, whereas FCRA alone is administered by Home Ministry. The primary reason being, this is a law which was enacted for 2 purposes. One is to regulate the acceptance utilization of foreign contribution. The next one is to prohibit acceptance of utilization of foreign contribution for activities that are detrimental to the national interest and for matters connected therewith. So this is a law which deals with national security. That is why this law is being administered by the Home Ministry. Earlier in 1976 law, this is not a new law. We had this law in old form in 1976. That time the focus was on the people in main important box of national life, right? They should conduct themselves as a sovereign democratic republic people. So that was the one. And in fact, in 2022, if my memory is right, Supreme Court has come out with a very beautiful judgment on Noel Harper and Union of India. If you have time, please go through that. There also it is reiterated. This purpose of this act is to secure the interest of the sovereignty and integrity of our nation. And this law applies to whole of India. There are no exemptions to that. Okay, right? Like for example, income tax, if you take, the tribals living in Northeast, they have certain exemptions, right, in Northeast. GST, when it was introduced, Jammu and Kashmir was not part of it, but later on they also joined. Whereas FCRA, right from the beginning, it extends to the whole of India. Not only that, any citizen living outside India, to them also it applies. And also any associates or branches or subsidiaries outside India of companies or body corporates registered or incorporated in India, it applies to them also. To understand foreign contribution, we need to know what is foreign contribution. Section 2H defines foreign contribution. It says foreign contribution means donation, delivery or transfer made by a foreign source. Let's say, there is a definition of what is foreign source also. For the time being, for our understanding, let us say foreign source is a foreign citizen. Let's say Mike is a foreign source for the time being. So when you get anything from Mike, whether in the form of cash, currency, or in the form of article, or in the form of security, it is foreign contribution. So what we receive is not the criteria in case of foreign contribution. Who gives this is the criteria. Many of us, we think when we talk about foreign contribution, only when we get in dollars, it is foreign contribution. Not true. When we get in pounds, when we get in euros, not true. Who gives? When you receive it from a foreign source, it becomes foreign contribution, irrespective of where he earns that money. So, first one, it talks about articles. Let's say Mike visits your home. Let's say you're running a children home, and he finds that in your home, the children do not have a proper bedding. So he wants to present cots. He understands that there is FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, so he cannot give you money. So what he does is that he goes to a shop and then pays the money and tells the shop, you deliver the goods to the home. Deliver the cots, 10 cots to the home. That is prohibited. The home can accept only if they have FCR registration. Otherwise, they are not allowed to accept the foreign contribution because this is foreign contribution. The person who donates, the person who gives is a foreign source. And this can be, this is a means definition, which means what is given here is alone is there. You cannot add anything more to that. The courts or the department cannot add anything more to that. It's a closed and shut case. So the foreign contribution can come. The foreign contribution can come in the form of a donation, or it can be delivered, article can be delivered, transfer from one account to another account, from one source to another source. Whatever way you get it, it's a foreign contribution. So, and who gives is the most important criteria. The foreign source. For the time being, I am taking a citizen, foreign citizen as a foreign source. And when you give articles for personal use, okay, right? Up to 1 lakh rupees you can receive for personal use. What is personal use? That is meant for your personal thing. Supposing you get articles for distribution, there is no exemption. Even if you get an article for distribution, let's say, we had, some time back, for Jallikattu, a lot of people came to Marina. A lot of people were there in Marina, right? And every city, people were sitting and gathering. Let's say Mike, an American, comes there and he brought some chocolates or some biscuits with him and he distributes it. There is no problem at all because Mike distributes directly to the individuals. Supposing Mike gives it to another person, let's say I'm accompanying Mike and Mike gives me that, and let's say Mike says, hey John, you're just sitting alone or just accompanying me, why don't you distribute that? When I accept and distribute, it becomes a foreign contribution. Because the idea is that when it is for personal purposes, when you receive it, it is not foreign contribution, but there is a ceiling of 1 lakh rupee. And my slides will give you, the moment when it exceeds 10 lakh, you have to report to the Home Ministry in form FC1 also. So who gives is the important thing. Articles also covered. Currency is also covered. Currency not necessarily foreign currency. It can be even Indian rupees. Let's say the same Mike. Mike is employed in India. Let's say he is working in TCS. Okay, right? Or Infosys. Infosys is writing software for income tax department. Mike is heading the department, right? The software department, writing software for income tax department. He's got a bank account in India. And he's allowed because he's come on an employment visa. From that he donates it money to you, that is also foreign contribution. So what is important is, what is relevant is who gives you. So the currency is immaterial. It is not that we should get only in foreign currency. Even Indian rupees from a foreign source is foreign contribution. Not only that, even security is also covered. Security is, they have given it as defined under, Securities Contracts Act. We all know what is that. So even security is also covered under that. There are three explanations to this definition of foreign contribution. Explanation 1 says that, I'll explain that explanation. What the explanation 1 says is that when you receive foreign contribution, it can go through an n number of people. It will continue to be foreign contribution till it is consumed or till it is utilized. Let's say I am a FCRA registered organization. I receive foreign contribution. And Mr. Abraham Zachariah, he is also a FCRA registered organization. I transfer money to him. The money that I transfer is foreign contribution. If Mr. Abraham Zachariah to receive that money, you should also have FCR registration. Likewise, if it goes to Mr. Prabhakar, he transfers that. If Mr. Prabhakar is to receive that, he should also have FCR registration. So everybody, the moment when the source is foreign contribution, till it is end used, it will remain as foreign contribution. It will not change its characteristics. Initially, when I received it as in dollars. After that, it is going in rupees. Makes no difference, because as long as the original source is foreign contribution, it continues to be foreign contribution till it is consumed finally, till it is distributed, till it is used for the purpose for which it was sent. The second explanation, very important explanation, what it says is that interest accrued on foreign contribution is foreign contribution. People who are practicing FCRA, we all know that, because we have been reporting that the interest that we received, we are reporting in our FC4. Interest received on foreign contribution is also foreign contribution. One more thing, what they are saying is that other income derived from foreign contribution is also deemed to be foreign contribution. Any income derived from foreign contribution is also deemed to be foreign contribution. I have given some illustration. Let's say we have constructed a training center, out of foreign contribution. The rental income from the training center will be foreign contribution. It has become complicated now. And let's say we have bought some computers out of foreign contribution. We are running a school. The donor has given some computers for teaching to the children. The fee that I collect is also foreign contribution. I am helping many organizations with FCRA. One of my clients, they are running a Bible college, seminary, Bible college are running. So all their activities financed by the foreign contribution. The teacher's salary is paid by the foreign contribution. The students, most of them, it is subsidized. So the hostel food subsidized. Everything is taken care by the foreign contribution. So when we file for renewal, there was a call to this gentleman from Home Ministry saying that you are collecting fee from the students. The entire course is subsidized by you with foreign contribution. Why have you not accounted the income, fee received as foreign contribution? Very pertinent point. So when your entire course is funded or taken care by the foreign contribution, even the fee that we collect is also foreign contribution. The problem is, because we are all professionals, so what happens if I receive partly foreign, if I create a facility, partly out of foreign contribution, partly out of domestic funds? Let's say the training center they talked about, the land is purchased out of domestic fund, Indian contribution, or it is there with me for years together. I constructed the building. What do I do? How do I account it? Do I take the entire amount as foreign contribution or take only the portion of it? How do I do that? We'll have to take proportionally. How do I apportion? Land value so ideally, the day when you start construction, look at the value of the land and the construction value. On that proportion, you'll have to bifurcate. And the FC portion of that, because when you have a training center, you will have expenses also, right? So put this money in separate account. meet the expenses and the net income transferred to your utilization account. We'll see this little later. So in the year 2020, the annual report form FC4 was amended, and we are asked to report, A2, other receipts, the project activity that are carried out of foreign contribution. We'll have to report that. The third explanation, there are three explanations to the definition of foreign contribution. This is a very good welcome definition, explanation. What it says is that any amount received by a person from any foreign source by way of fee or cost in lieu of goods or services rendered in the ordinary course of business, trade or commerce, or any contribution received from an agent of a foreign source shall be excluded from foreign contribution. This is understandable because what we are doing, this organization is doing, even though they are a charitable organization, what they are doing is a commercial activity. The school is running and it collects fees from the students. The fee may be collected from foreigners. They may collect the fees in dollars also. Right now I'm involved with a school in Kodaikanal. It's an international school. Number of parents are sending them from abroad, sending their children to study in that school because it's an international school, IB. So they pay the fees in dollars, euros. That is not foreign contribution because this is towards the service rendered. Similarly, you are running a self-help group and you produce some products. Let's say you make handicrafts, some bags, and you sell it to foreigners and they pay the money in dollars to you. What you receive is not foreign contribution. Even though the source is foreign, this will not be foreign contribution, because this is not a contribution. This is towards the services rendered, towards sale of products. So what is applicable here is FEMA, not FCRA. Okay, right? So, Abraham sir will be explaining more about the FAQs and FCRA website and all those things. The FAQs, what it says is that school fees for foreign students, hospital treatment, etc. are not foreign contribution. They are saying that. Okay, right. Let's take another example. I have a training center constructed out of domestic funds. A foreigner comes and stays in the training center. The rent that I collect, will it be foreign contribution or domestic fund? It's a training center. I hope we all can talk, right? It's a training center constructed out of domestic fund, Indian contribution. Foreign contribution is not used at all. Okay, right? And that training center, I have few rooms which I give it on rent, for during the training and otherwise. Let's say few foreigners who are attending the seminar come and stay in the training center and they are paying rent. Let's say they are paying to me in dollars. Will that be foreign contribution or will it not be foreign contribution? Yeah, it not be foreign contribution. Okay, right, thank you. Next is conference fee by delegates. Again, FAQs say that any conference fee paid by the delegates is not foreign contribution, provided you have taken the necessary approvals for conducting the conference with both MHA and also External Affairs Ministry. Okay, right. Please understand there are stiff compounding or penalties involved when you are mixing local money and foreign contribution. The reason why I am saying is that because by mistake, because these are all deemed foreign contribution, you put that money into your domestic account, and now of late, Home Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, FCRA is conducting a lot of audits. They have recruited few CA firms also to come and do the audit. And when they do the audit, when they find that we have not put this money into FCRA account, I'll tell you later, then there are stiff penalties. Penalty can be 1 lakh or 2% of the amount deposited, whichever is higher. Normally, in every other act, it will be whichever is lower. Only in FCRA, the maximum. So, whichever is higher, 1 lakh or 2% of the amount violated. So, we'll have to be careful with that. And partly FC, partly domestic, we'll try to understand it later. So, I explained to you, for foreign contribution, it is the source which is important, which is very, very important. If the source is foreign, the amount whatever we get, the article that we get, the securities, shares, stocks, mutual funds, whatever we get is foreign contribution, irrespective of whether it is Indian or foreign. For example, let's say Mike comes and gives me, he says that I am not able to give you currency, I am not able to give you articles, I'll buy and give you Reliance shares to you. Within 1 year you sell it and take the money and use it for it. That is also not possible. Or Mike says, why is all these headaches? I will buy and give you shares listed in New York Stock Exchange. You sell it and encash that. That is also not possible. Okay, right? The same logic goes. Any citizen, okay, living in abroad, when he makes any contribution out of his savings, personal savings, through normal banking channel, that will not be foreign contribution, even if he makes it in dollars. Let's say I move to US and then I take I'm only having green card. I have not taken the citizenship there. I am living in US and I don't have any bank account in India. So what I do is that for a charitable organization, I want to give donation to them. So what I do, I send 10,000 US dollars to them account. That is Indian contribution or domestic contribution. You don't need to have FCRA to receive that money, even though I pay the money in dollars, because the person who gives is an Indian. The source is Indian. Okay, right? I hope this is clear. Then it becomes foreign contribution. As long as you hold Indian passport, it is possible. The moment when you give up, there is no dual citizenship in India. We have OCA card, Overseas Citizen of India. Many people tend to think that because they have that card, they also have citizenship. No. Also, earlier we used to have PIO, Persons of Indian Origin card. Both categories are foreigners only. For the purpose of FCRA, right, FEMA has some main concessions for them, not in FCRA. Okay, right? The foreign source, this is an inclusive definition. When we talked about foreign contribution, I said it's a means definition. Government wants to make it very clear what is foreign source is foreign source. Foreign means foreign contribution. Foreign source is an inclusive definition. So, you can go through that. Anything or anyone connected with foreign will be foreign source. It can be government, it can be international agency, it can be a foreign company, it can be corporation, MNC, trust, club, society, association, whether registered or not, 2 or 3 people coming together, whether they are registered or not and abroad, foreign citizen, anybody connected with foreign will be foreign source. Okay, right? So when we are getting anything from them, we have to be careful. Included in the definition till I think 2015 or 16, I'm not very sure about it. Okay, I'll come tell that later. Even a company registered in India, an Indian company, registered under Companies Act 1956 then, now 2013, where 51% or more is held by foreigners. Any combination, it can be government, company, multinational corporations, trust, any combination, 51% or more is held by foreigners, then this was also considered as foreign source. Okay, and in the year 2014, Association of Democrat Reform, ADR, they filed a writ before Delhi High Court saying that, as I told you, 1976, the law was primarily to focus on people in important walks of life should conduct themselves in a manner worthy of the sovereignty of India. So the focus was on the politicians, political parties. They were prohibited from receiving foreign contribution. That prohibition still continues, we'll see that. So our political parties, they had received foreign contribution from Vedanta Group. So this ADR has gone to the court, Delhi High Court, and Delhi High Court said, yes, what they say is right. So government amended the law in 2016 through Finance Act, and they say that as long as the money is received within the sectoral caps, limits specified in the Foreign Investment or the Foreign Exchange Management Act, they are no more foreign source. They become domestic source. So let's say in Ford, India, They have a company here. Of course, now they are, I mean, not doing that many business. Let's take Hyundai. Hyundai is doing business here, and they have, I mean, earlier till about 2016, Hyundai was a foreign source. After 2016, because Hyundai has complied within the sectoral caps, they are no more foreign source, they are domestic source. So we can receive funds from them. You don't need to have FCRA. You can receive funds from them. Okay, right? And what is a foreign company? The definition of foreign company means, as under the section 591 of Companies Act 1956, which means that company registered outside India, or any company which is a subsidiary of a foreign company. That's again becoming a problem. And if they have registered office or any other office or principal place of business, like the foreign company has any branches, projects office in India, that's also foreign company. Multinational corporations. What is a multinational corporation? As per this definition, when they have activities in more than one country, one or two countries, okay, right? Operations, activities in that, then they also become multinational corporation. So these are the companies, foreign companies, we are not allowed to receive foreign contribution. Subsidiaries, of course, we have already seen that if they comply within the sectoral caps under the FDI, they are no more foreign source, they become domestic source. Let's take few case studies or questions. Can a Section 8 company receive subscribers' capital from foreign source? You know what is subscriber capital and Section 8 company? Section 8 company is charitable company or religious company. Okay. Can a Section 8 company receive subscribers' capital from foreign source? Yeah, no, they cannot, right? Feel free. All of us are learning here. I am not an expert here. I'm trying to pass on little knowledge that I have. All of us are learning, so feel free. Everybody is right? We are all learning. So you are not allowed to receive. Section 8 company, they can have foreign directors. There is no restrictions on that. Of course, if you are looking at FCRA, foreign directorship is also restricted. Okay, we'll see that little later. But subscribers' capital is prohibited even if you want to have activities only within India with domestic funds. You're not looking into foreign contribution. Okay, right? FCRA. Not under Companies Act. FCRA. Okay. Companies Act will not say anything. But tomorrow FCRA officers will come saying that you are violated and they will wanting to pay compounding fees. Okay, fine. No. If you have got the FCRA registration, then there is no problem at all. But when you form a Section 8 company, it's a new entity. You'll have to go to the FCRA for permission to get subscribers' capital. Okay. Or other words, you register a company and then go to FCRA saying that this is a new company, we want foreigners to invest in the company. Can Section 8 company receive guarantee from a foreign source? Yes or no? There can be yes, there can be no also. Because there is no money flow involved in that, right? There's only guarantee. Only in the case any violation, they will step in and then give the money. Okay, right? But then, I told you right in the beginning, what is the spirit of the law? The spirit of the law is that national security. That is why the government says, foreign source we do not want. You get clearance from me, then I will permit you. So in that sense, when you look at, my personal view is that guarantee from foreign source, you better be careful. Don't agree. Okay, because looking into the spirit of the law, that is why I explained in the first slide why this law is administered by the Home Ministry. Okay, right? How to find whether the subsidiary has investment from parent company complied with the sectoral caps? I have no idea. The third question, because we presume, all the large companies we presume, but there can be cases, smaller companies. Of course, today, banks don't allow that. When you get money, they pester you to make sure that you are complying with that. Banks, otherwise they don't allow you to operate also. Branch of a foreign company. they are foreign source. All the banks, foreign banks, are here as a branch only. They are not registered subsidiary. Branch of a foreign company will be foreign source. Likewise, project office, right? They are also all or here as branches. They are all foreign sources only. Okay, right? We can receive CSR funds from subsidiary of a foreign company, but we are not allowed to receive CSR funds from branch of a foreign company unless we have FCR registration. Okay, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, that is a different. That's you are doing it as a banking company, right? They are not investing here. They are not contributing. Oh, then fine. Then fine. I'm sorry. I'll correct. I stand corrected. I'll correct it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. No, that is not, because contribution is that what you receive. What you receive as contribution, from the foreign source, what you receive. This is a bank where, under banking regulation, you have deposited your funds. It will be foreign contribution. Okay. Yeah, provided, they have fulfilled within the sectoral caps. Yeah, subsidiary means it is registered in India. Okay, that's a presumption. Okay, registration with the central government, section 11.1. In fact, I will handle a little, elaborately later. Just to explain few concepts, I'm taking this. What the section 11.1 says is that no person having a definite cultural, economic, educational, religious, or social program can accept foreign contribution unless they are registered with the central government. Okay, right? And the permission can be in the form of regular registration or prior permission. And the definition person includes individuals also. We don't know association, and they are also saying company. Now it will be section 8 company. So any person, it can be individual or it can be association, it can be company, for 5 limbs for cultural, economic, educational, religious or social program, they are not allowed to receive foreign contribution without registration with the Home Ministry. FCRA registration, what we call it. Okay, let's take few practical cases. Let's say I go to church every Sunday. Mike comes with me. Okay, I'm using the word Mike just to make you understand. After the church worship, when we come out, we have beggars. Every religious places we have. So beggars keep coming and asking him. So Mike from his pocket pulls out 2,000 rupee and gave it to one beggar. Will it be foreign contribution or not? Why? Sorry? Yeah, it is for the personal purposes to the beggar. Next week, Mike again comes to the church. This time, the friends see that Mike is a very generous person. Everybody now comes to him. So again, Mike sees the old friend. He took from his pocket another 2,000 rupees, gives to the gentleman, and say distribute to the others also. It will be foreign contribution because now this man received it for the others. It can be a social program, economic program, whatever it is. Okay, right? Cookies I already explained to you. This also I already explained to you. Next one. Suresh, non-resident Indian, holding Australian passport. He gets rent from his ancestral property. From that rent, he wants to give donations to you. You should have FCRA because Suresh holds Australian passport. Yeah, he's a foreign source. Okay, right? Yeah, the rest of the things you can go through that. Yes, sir, he's making locally only. But the problem is because he's a foreign source. He holds foreign passport, Australian passport. This is the important one in FCRA. From where he gets money is not the criteria. What is his source? Government is not concerned. Who gives it? Okay, that is the fundamental thing that we should understand. Section 3 talks about ban on foreign contribution receipt. There are certain categories of people are not allowed to receive foreign contribution. As I told you, in the 1976, Mr. Zachariah, Abraham Zachariah will explain. 1976, we had this emergency in place. I think seniors like me will understand. Many of you might not have born also. So we had emergency. So at that time, our Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, thought that the opposition parties were receiving foreign funding. So this was one of the reasons for FCRA 1976. Okay, right? So that is why the preamble says people in the important walks of life should conduct themselves worthy of the sovereignty of the country. Okay, right? So see that anybody contesting for election, anybody may nominate for election, he cannot receive foreign contribution. If he received foreign contribution, he has to report. Okay, right? Within 180 days, if he received foreign contribution, he should report. Member of any legislature, MPs, MLAs, councillors, panchayat level, any legislature, they are not allowed to receive foreign contribution. Political party or its office bearers, absolute ban. There is no exemptions given to them. There are certain exemptions, we'll see that. There is absolute ban on them. They cannot receive it for the 5 programs like education, economic, religious, social, cultural. For these things, these people cannot receive foreign contribution. Okay, right? The next category of people are those who are involved in covering the current affairs news. It can be any medium, people covering current affairs. Initially it was print media. In 1976 it was print, then audio, television, then video, radio, television. Now it covers even multimedia. It covers electronic media, which means that even your websites, SMS that you are sending, WhatsApp that you are sending, if you are getting foreign contribution, you are not allowed to receive foreign contribution for any of these activities. In any capacity, either as a correspondent, cartoonist, editor, publisher, or even writer, you cannot, owner, editor, in any capacity, government says no foreign contribution to you. This is consistent with our government policy. Even in FDA, government does not permit FDI into our current affairs media. Television channel, there are restrictions. Print, there are restrictions. Government is very clear. Government's policy is that we do not want foreign funding into this media that covers current affairs news. Okay, right? And public servants, judge, government servants, employees of any corporation. Government does not want, government employees, public servants, judges to receive foreign contribution. And the last one is organization of political nature. Organization of political nature are not allowed to receive foreign contribution. So basically there are 4 categories of people not allowed to receive foreign contribution. Okay, right? Where government, central government or state government together hold 51% or more shares. Yeah, they are all government company. So employees of that government companies are also not allowed to receive foreign contribution. When I say foreign contribution, programs, 5 programs for which they cannot allow to receive. Okay. So the question now comes, can a government servant, judge, employee of a government company be a member of a society, governing council or executive, or president or director of the society? What do you think? Can they be a member? Because FCRA says absolute ban, they cannot receive foreign contribution. Can they be member of the society? What do you think? Yes, they can. Yeah, they can be. Okay, they can be member of the society, but I wouldn't advise you to appoint them as the president or director, full-time employment, because all government job expects them to be available to the government service 24/7, because they enter agreement. So, they can be ordinary member of the society or an honorary capacity. Even on the board also, not responsible that requires full-time attention, things like that. But advisable that they get approval from their superiors before, get NOC from the superiors, and then induct them into your board. Okay, right? I mean, FAQs also say the same thing. You can go through that. Can FCRA registered organization publish newsletter registered under RNI, Registered Newspaper of India? Because some of you, I mean, I'm sure, having this problem. For example, I mean, if you are a church-based organization, you publish magazines and you register with RNI because you get postal concession. Otherwise, you spend more on postage. If you register as a registered newspaper, you get concession. For a very small amount, you're able to post it. There is a ban. Can they publish? Yeah, they are not allowed to do that. Okay, but so what most organizations are doing is that they form another publishing trust, right? From that they do it. They don't mix foreign funds into that at all. They raise local money. From that they do that, publish that. There are exceptions to the ban, and these exceptions are, what we know that, these are all commercial receipts. Number one is a salary. The second is payment of the ordinary course of business or international trade, business transacted outside India, agent. All these are a commercial transaction. Government says when there is these are all exempted to the ban. In these categories you can receive foreign contribution. These are not actually contribution. These are all services. In fact, explanation 3 to the foreign contribution definition also makes it very clear that you can receive funding. Okay, right? This money. Very important is that you can receive from relatives. Who is a relative? Again, it says that as per the Companies Act. It's a very wide definition. You can receive funding from your relative, foreign contribution from your relative. Okay, right? And also, you can receive by way of scholarship or stipend or like nature. So, scholarship or stipend is for the studies. Okay, right? Organization cannot say that they are receiving scholarship. Scholarships or stipend will be given only to the individuals, okay, for their educational activities. So let's not try to play with that, and we'll have to be careful. I want to skip this organization of political nature. You go through my presentation, it's already emailed to you. Let me get into the compliance as part of it. Duties of recipients. The first one is we need to maintain separate sets of books of account. Those of us who are receiving foreign contribution need to maintain separate sets of books of account, exclusive books of account. Okay, right? You should not mix foreign contribution and local contribution. Okay, if you have software, it should be able to extract separately. It should give that accounting period, we all know that, and you also need to have an asset register. The reason being, I'm going to talk to you about the cancellation proceedings. When they cancel, Home Ministry can appoint an authority to govern the association. That prescribed authority has the power to sell the foreign contribution assets also. So unless we have a register to say this is foreign contribution asset, this is local contribution asset or domestic fund assets, we will be running into problem. You also need to maintain investment register. It's given very clearly in the rules, and minutes book. It is not there in the act or the rules, but I wanted to maintain that because invariably, whenever they come for inspection, they ask for minutes book. Then you should bifurcate between administration expenses and program expenses. We'll have a detailed discussion on that. And those of us who are handling FCRA, especially for the projects, donor, foreign donors, foundations, they always have a requirement saying that I will give you 80% of grant, you raise 20%. I will give you 75% of grant, you raise 25%. What they call is own means contribution, OMC. So how do I account that? Because donor says, let's say the project is 100,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees. My contribution is 80,000 rupees, you raise 20,000 rupees. When I submit accounts to donor, I will give accounts for 1 lakh. So what I should do is that for 80,000 rupees, I should maintain separate set of accounts because this is foreign contribution. This 20,000 rupees, I should have a separate accounts and then consolidate both together and submit the accounts to the donor. Don't transfer this 20,000 rupees into FCRA and then do the account. in which case you will have problem with the FCRA department. Okay. The rest of the things, if there is a time when I present, I will take you through whether we can take loan or whether we can use other funds. Okay. Prohibition on transfer of foreign contribution. When I explained the definition of foreign contribution, I said explanation 1 says foreign contribution does not change its characteristics when it moves from one person to another person till it is finally utilized. Okay. But now, year 2020, government brought in section 7, they amended that, they said that there is absolute ban. No person who is registered or has prior permission and receives foreign contribution shall transfer foreign contribution to any other person. So, once when you have FCRA registration or prior permission, you are not allowed to transfer your foreign contribution. If the money comes to you, only you alone can utilize that money. You cannot give it to anybody else. Okay. So there are some practical issues in that. Earlier, we used to have this crowdfunding. Give India, I'm not sure whether Keto is involved in that, Milab, these organizations. Give India used to raise foreign contribution. See, we all know about the crowdfunding, right? So when I have a project, I go to them and then tell this is a project, and they do some due diligence. After that, when they are satisfied, then they raise money for us from abroad. And then they were transferring money to us. Give India used to have FCR registration. So they raised money and then they used to give it to us. Like that, they were giving to many organizations. Now that is absolutely finished. They cannot give it. So what you receive, only you should alone use that money. There are organizations, especially among the Catholic Church. For example, the Don Bosco schools, each school is registered separately as a society, and each school has separate FCRA registration. Earlier, they used to transfer from one society to another society, foreign contribution, because before 2020 that was permitted. From FCRA registered to another FCRA registered, it was permitted. Now that is also completely stopped. You are not allowed to transfer money from one FCRA registered organization to another FCRA registered organization. Okay, right? We also used to have a concept of mother NGO and partner or field NGOs, because the foreign donors, they find it difficult to handle with multiple agencies. Partners, what they do is that they select one NGO and then they say you take 15 other NGOs, I will give the fund to you. You ensure that activities are carried out by the 15 NGOs. You submit the report to me. You get the accounts audited. You do all the other homework. I am happy to give it to you. But that is also now stopped. Transfer to self-help groups. I am sure we are all aware of the self-help groups. All the NGOs, or at least most of the NGOs, they are involved in setting up self-help groups, and through that they work. And any contribution to self-help group will also be transferred to another organization. That is also not possible. Okay. So better, please do not transfer money to self-help group. Instead, you can contribute to the individual members, right? And then they can in turn, they can do with whatever they want to do. Stop with that, because one of my client, he came to me after all this FCRA problem. His main issue is that he is having self-help groups. That man is doing really wonderful work. What he has done is that he has used this foreign contribution to help these poor mothers in Tiruvannamalai district. FCRA said you have transferred money to self-help group, and then they are paying very low interest. They have no problem with income tax department. But FCRA said you are collecting interest, so this is a business activity, so your FCRA is denied. So we will have to be careful when we are having self-help groups. If you want to contribute, don't give it to the group, give it to the individuals as contribution, one-time contribution, and close with that. Okay. Payment for use of facilities. Many times the NGOs, what they do is that they use facilities of the other NGOs. The other NGOs, they do not want to give a bill because of the GST problem. The moment when they give invoices, and for the rent or other facilities, if the amount touches 20 lakhs or more, GST implication. So what they do, they give donation receipt. And if you are a FCRA registered organization, for conducting any training program, and you get donation receipt, even if there is right for use of facilities, it still be donation, you will be in trouble. Okay, please insist on getting an invoice from them. Program advance to staff, the most dangerous and problematic one. Many of us, when we do program, especially the NGOs, what we do, we give program advance to the staff, and he in turn spends the money and gives the accounts to us, submits the bills to us. FCRA department, the officers are consistently taking a stand, you should not do that. What they are saying is that we are given you permission to open utilization account. Open the utilization account, from that you pay the money. Don't give it to the staff, because the definition of person includes person also. Even though you may be your staff, you are giving the money to him for some social program. He is also covered under FCRA and he does not have FCRA, so this is a violation. So try to minimize that. You should. In fact, I tell all my clients, most of them, especially those who are engaged in this type of training, what they do is that they make the payment to the service providers directly. 80%, 90%, and the balance amount after the program they settle beforehand. So try to devise a means by which you are able to do that. How about loan to self-help groups? FAQ says that you should not do that, because you are not allowed to do into any profitable venture. So don't do that. Okay. Ceiling on administration expenses. The foreign contribution of late, FCRA has been department is very clear. They are insisting that the money that you receive should be used only for the purpose for which you receive the money. Right? Because foreign contribution, when you raise any funds, you are raising it for a particular purpose. You can use it only for that particular purpose. They are even objecting today to put the money in fixed deposit on a long term. They are saying that you receive the money for program, you are putting the money in deposit. In fact, one organization lost their FCRA primarily because they put the money in deposits. Okay, they are very strict now. They are saying don't put money in fixed deposit. So you should use for your purpose for which you are receiving the money. And what they are saying is that administration expenses should not exceed 20% of the contribution received in the financial year. Whatever administration expenses that you are spending should not exceed 20% of the contribution that you are receiving in the financial year. If you want to exceed 20%, you should take central government approval. You should take a Home Ministry's approval, FCRA approval. And recently, they have come out with a circular where they have said is that you are allowed to carry forward the unspent amount of administration expenses, okay, to the immediate succeeding financial year. And you have to report that in the form FC4 now. This is from this year. Very recent amendment to this act and the rules requirement. So form FC4 will have these details: brought forward unspent amount of administration expenses, total contribution received, allowable administration expenses incurred. Let me take this with an illustration so that we'll understand that. I have given 3 years here. First year is that, year 24, 25, I am not sure whether we can have this opening balance. If at all you want to take opening balance, you should do last year. You should take the last year's figure. What is the administration expenses, how much you spent, what is the amount that you are eligible to carry forward, because this circular has come on the 31st December 2024 evening, effective from 1st January 2025. So whether this is effective for 24-25, it's not clear. In case we want to use that, then 24 financial year, you'll have to work and then take the bifurcation. Okay, right? So brought forward amount, total contribution received, let's say in the year 1, the contribution received is 1,200 rupees. Allowable administration expenses, 20% of that, which will be 240 rupees. Administration expenses incurred is 115, which means that he has he's got the option to carry forward the remaining amount. Because he has got the opening balance last year's, let's first exhaust that, because you can carry forward only 1 year. So I'm exhausting the last year's figure amount 25. So which means that administration expenses of 90 rupees I can carry, 25 of previous year, 90 out of current year. So the balance amount of 150 out of 240 I can carry over to the next year. And from FC4 I'll have to give the reason why I'm carrying forward. Okay, right? You cannot just like that carry forward the administration expenses. You cannot say that, there was no need for me to spend, so I'm carrying forward. That cannot be the reason. One possible reason is that this is a multi-year project. So, project continues for the next year also, I'm carrying forward. The next year, that 150 rupees is carried forward. My contribution received has come to 400 rupees only. And my eligible administration expenses is 80 rupees, but I've incurred 120 rupees. That 120 rupees is I'm incurred because I had the opening balance of 150 rupees. So I'm spending that 120 out of the opening balance. I'm able to carry forward that 80 rupees of administration expense of current year to the next year. Again, I'm using that excuse, multi-year project. Next year, my income is further reduced. It's only 350. My administration expense is only 70 rupees. Okay. My total expenses is 125 rupees. So what I am doing is out of 125 rupees, 80 rupees I am using from the previous year's opening balance, 45 rupees out of current year, the balance 25 rupees out of 70 I am carrying forward to the next year. Okay, right? Here I have not taken into consideration the income part of it. Okay, I have given one more working with income also. Okay, right? What will happen when I have an income? Brought forward, I am presuming it is nil. Okay, right? Previous example I am taken as something. This year I am presuming it is nil. My contribution received is 10 lakh rupees. Eligible administration expenses is 2 lakh. My total expenses is 11 lakh rupees. Okay, which means that 1 lakh rupees I can spend from the previous year. Presumption is that my 1 lakh is out of the last year's funds, and that 1 lakh again I am presuming is an administration expenses. Even though I put this as nil, I am presuming this previous year. So I have incurred an administration expenses current year 2.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs out of current year, 50,000 rupees previous one. So I am not allowed to carry forward any administration expenses. Okay, because I have spent the entire amount. 10 lakh rupees received, 10 lakh rupees I have spent, I am not allowed to carry forward any amount. Next year I am getting 15 lakh rupees. 3 lakhs is the eligible administration expenses. Total expenses I have incurred is only 12 lakhs out of 15 lakhs. So administration expense again is 2 lakh rupees. Opening, utilized out of opening is nothing. Current year 2 lakhs, I am carrying forward 1 lakh. Third year I have received only 50,000 rupees, which means that I am eligible for 10,000 rupees. My total expense is 3.5 lakhs because last year's figure of 3 lakhs, 15 lakhs minus 12 lakh, 3 lakhs is there. Current year 50,000, 50,000 rupees is there. My administration expenses is 50,000 rupees. Utilized out of opening balance is 50,000 rupees, and I am not eligible to carry forward anything more. Okay, right? Even though I can carry forward 10,000 rupees of current year, I wouldn't advise you carry forward because you have spent all the expenses, all the income you have spent, right? Because current, whatever income that you have come, you spent it. So there is no way you can carry forward. Technically it is available, but funds are not available for you to carry forward. So, I wouldn't advise you to do that. There are a few more things for us to look into that. Okay, right? In case you don't receive any foreign contribution in a year, then you are not eligible for any administration expenses. Because that's what the section says. You are allowed to spend 20% of the foreign contribution received. In a particular area, you are not receive any foreign contribution. So you are not allowed to technically spend any foreign contribution in that year. Okay, right? So this is a little debatable. So, I mean, the choice is yours. Previously, I carry forward whether you can spend it or not. Yes, sir.
Is there any definition of administrative?
Yeah, it is there. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Okay, fine. Similarly, speculation business also, we are not allowed to do that. And I mean, what are speculative activities? Anything involving in profit making or investment in mutual funds or speculative activities. I mean, where element of risk is there. And I mean, we already explained these concepts to you, so I'm not going to take it through now. What is administration expenses? Rule 5 of FCR rules. What are all administration expenses? If you look at the administration expenses, all activity connected with running the, administering, running the organization is administration expenses like salaries, wages, okay, travel expenses of executive committee, governing council, or the personal cost, HR cost, like expenses, all expenses of hiring of personnel, management of the activities of person, salaries, wages paid including cost of travel to such personnel, recruitment cost, head office cost or regional office cost, I mean like all expenses related to consumables like electricity, water, telephone, all these things, and stationery, printing charges, transport, all expenditure of an office equipment, all these things, accounting or administering fund, all these are administration expenses. Maintenance of vehicle, the presumption is that maintenance of vehicle is for the administration purpose. If it is for project, it will be program expenses. The 9, subclause 9 gives us clearly what is program expenses. 2 tells us what is program expenses. Expenses incurred directly in furtherance of stated objectives of the welfare-oriented organization or program expenses. Any expenses directly in furtherance of the objects. For example, you are running a social organization. Let's say you are involved in adult literacy education. Okay, right? You have an head office which supervises. That head office expense will not be there. You have a supervisor to supervise that will not be there. The teachers, yes, it will be allowed. Okay, right? Or the classroom, it will be allowed. Electricity charge of the classroom will be allowed. So any expenses incurred directly in furtherance, only that is allowed as a program expenses. All other expenses will not be allowed. That's why they are saying that, because earlier they said salaries are program administration expenses. If you see that, salaries, wages, they said that. What they are saying here is that salaries to doctors of hospitals, salaries to teachers are excluded from the administration expenses, because these are all spent directly for the program. Those expenses are allowed as program expenses. All the other expenses are not program expenses. Similarly, the previous one, this is talking about an organization engaged in training. So in that case, salaries and remuneration to the people will be allowed as program expenses. Similarly, in another organization engaged in research and training, there again they are saying that collection, analysis of data of an association primarily engaged in training will not be administration expenses. So Rule 5 tells us what is administration expenses, what is program expenses, and our administration expenses should not exceed 20%. Okay.
But even if rent is related to the activity, even then
Yeah, project, from where the activities are done, that rent will be allowed. Supposing you have head office, that rent will not be allowed. Or regional office, that rent will not be allowed. The expenses connected with that office will not be allowed. Whereas you have a project activity, supposing you have a daycare center, rent for the daycare center will be allowed. Okay, right? Or a home, old age home, rent for the old age home will be allowed. Exactly, sir. Sorry? No, 80% government says you must spend for the programs. Because, what they are saying is that, the section says that you should spend the money for the purpose for which you received it. Okay, government is very clear. Government says that you received funding from abroad, you received funding from donors, saying that I want this money for this particular program. Spend for that program. Don't spend it on yourself, on your administration expenses. Don't even put the money in fixed deposit. If you are putting the money, you should have a reason for that. Okay. The next one is, I'm skipping, I'm going to the slide. Government now says that, section 17, what it says that, you should have an exclusive bank account opened in State Bank of India, New Delhi main branch. This account will be called FCRA account, foreign contribution account. You should have all association registered or with prior permission, you should have this account. Okay, right? This FCRA account will be opened and operated only in New Delhi. You are not allowed to have that. And you have to allow to have this account is for the purpose of receiving foreign contribution. So all foreign contribution will have to necessarily be received only through this account. You are not allowed to receive it through any other account. If you are receiving it, then it is a violation. Okay, so everybody must open that. Initially, when the government came out with that, in fact, this Noel Harper case is primarily because he went to the Supreme Court saying that this is creating problem for us. Because Delhi is there and I am sitting in various places. This man is from Andhra. How do I open the account? State Bank has made facilities. Even now it is there. You can walk into any of the State Bank of India branch and tell them that you want to open an FCRA account with New Delhi. They will help you. They will give you the forms. They will help you. All the documents, they will help you. They are very cooperative. You have to go through them. Then you are allowed to have another FCRA account. What is another FCRA account? All organizations, they were existent on 2020 that had FCRA. They had one more account or one account as FCRA account, which was notified to the Home Ministry for the purpose of receiving and utilizing. So government now says you can call that account as another FCRA account. This account will receive funding from State Bank of India, and then you can use that account for utilizing also. On the third layer, they say you can open multiple utilization account. It can be program wise, it can be area wise, the choice is yours. Okay, right? You can have multiple utilization account for the purpose of utilizing foreign contribution. Okay, so money should come. Yeah, I'll come to that, sir. I'll come to that. Okay, right? Designated FCRA account for the purpose of remittances of foreign contribution from whatever you are getting from abroad or whatever foreign contribution explained to the foreign contribution, that will go into the FCRA main account, State Bank of India. Okay, right? And the other account will retain for keeping and utilizing the foreign contribution. Utilization account are essentially for spending the money, right? Utilizing the account. We have challenges, right? We will face challenges. For example, currencies. I told you, what time do we need to break for tea, sir? 11:30? Okay, fine. Okay. I told you, even currencies are also foreign contribution. The source is what is important. Supposing I get currencies. Let's say Mike comes to me and gives me $10,000 in currencies. How do I deposit? Do I need to travel to Delhi and deposit that money? Right? I cannot send it by post because that is not prohibited, right? I cannot do that. And this is currency. At least rupees means I can ask my friend to deposit there and I can use this money. What should I do? It has to go into FCRA main account only. Government says you can use the facility of the local banks here. Okay. Right. What we should do, when you are getting currencies like this, right, you should get the donor who gives it a copy of his passport also with a visa endorsement to prove that he is in India. Okay, because when in India we still have that entry stamp in his visa, and get that, and also letter from him saying that why he has given that money. Most of the time the reason will be I am leaving India. This is the currency exchange that I encashed when I landed in India. Now I want to donate this money to this organization for their charitable activity. With that, you can deposit into State Bank of India, any branch, but account number should be your New Delhi account number. That will be possible. How about FC generated income? We talked about computer center income. Okay. Or let's say training center. let's say this training center, this hotel, let them forgive me, this training center, land is purchased of foreign contribution, building also constructed of foreign contribution. I get rent, various program rent I get. So where do I deposit? Yeah, I'll finish it. Thank you. Where do I deposit that? And sale of foreign contribution asset, that is also foreign contribution. Let's say I purchased a vehicle, a van out of foreign contribution. Ambulance I bought out of foreign contribution. When I sell that ambulance, the sale proceeds is foreign contribution. It should be deposited in the foreign contribution account. Rental deposit. I have taken an office on rent. I paid the rental deposit from foreign contribution. The refund should also go into foreign contribution. Do I need to deposit all this money into my FCRA State Bank of India main account? That's not the idea. Government wants to monitor the foreign contribution inflow into India through State Bank of India, New Delhi. They are not concerned about these local transfers. They want to know about the original one. So what they have done is that they have come out with bank's guidelines to on FCRA. It's available in our FCRA portal. Abraham sir will tell you. They are talking about various things. In fact, I'm sorry, this is very small. What they are saying is that this type of FC generated income, foreign contribution generated income, program advance, refund, sale of foreign contributions, all these things can be deposited in the utilization account. But only thing is that you'll have to substantiate that this is original spending is out of foreign contribution. Okay, right? When you want to deposit any sale proceeds, let's say the ambulance that you sold, when you want to deposit into your local FC account, the banker will want you to prove that this was purchased out of foreign contribution. So you have to prove that to his satisfaction, then he will accept this money into local deposit, into the utilization account. Other than these deposits, this foreign contribution, income generated of foreign contribution or transfer from State Bank of India or from the another FCRA account, no other deposits can be go into the utilization account. Okay, State Bank of main branch, nothing will get into that because banks will not permit. Here sometimes it is possible, but if you do that, there are stiff penalties. Abraham Star will talk to you about the penalties. Okay, right? But this I will these guidelines you can go through that. Okay, right? And in fact, Reserve Bank of there was a question about transfer of funds from one bank account to another bank account. So going through the FAQs and frequently asked questions, old FAQ says that you should preferably avoid transferring from one utilization account to another utilization account. The latest one, which is posted as on October 2022, under the amended FCRA, no foreign contribution can be transferred by the recipient to another NGO or person. But we are not transferring to another NGO or person. So going by the previous FAQs, you have to be careful to keep the accounting simple and proper when you are transferring from one utilization account to another utilization account. Okay. No. Yeah. But the problem is, one of the organization was come to me for help. Their FCRA is denied primarily because they do not upload the utilization account in the FC4 annual returns. So you'll have to remember to upload all the FCRA utilization account when you are uploading your annual return FC4. State Bank of India will also report to the Home Ministry within 48 hours on receipt of foreign funding. So let's not worry about it. Annual returns. Every organization that is receiving foreign contributions will submit annual returns in form FC4. We'll have to attach income and expenditure statement, receipts and payment account, balance sheet within 9 months from the closure of the financial year. And preferably add the audit report also. Home Ministry also will be uploading our annual returns. And this annual return FC4 is for both in kind and also in currency what we are getting. Okay, so we'll be filing this in FC4 where we are getting in kind articles that we are getting. We need to intimate the Home Ministry in form FC1 immediately on receipt of foreign contribution in articles. Okay, right? We should upload that. This form FC1 will be talking about from whom we received, what type of article we received, what is the value of the article, and how we have utilized the articles. Similarly, for securities also we'll be uploading the same form FC1. FC1 is also for person receiving personal gifts also will be reporting in that. So, there are different portions for that for reporting. So they'll all be reporting that, and we'll be attaching all these statements. In case of nil return, also we should file. When there is nil foreign contribution received, there is no need of CA certificate when we have not received foreign contribution. But if there is any income in the form of bank interest or any utilization of foreign contribution out of the opening balance, CA certificate should be there. Okay, right? Just because they did not receive any foreign contribution does not mean we did not attach our certificate. In the annual report, we should have our certificate also. And these are the statements that we will be attaching. And please note that that's highlighted in the blue color. We need to upload all the utilization bank accounts. Because I was quite surprised. In my office, we never did that. From this year, we started doing that. In fact, last year, middle of last year, we came to know that. Subsequently, for all the organizations, we are uploading that. Their organization, because they have multiple utilization account, they have activities throughout India, which they have not uploaded. That was the reason for denial. And they gave a detailed explanation. We sent a representation saying that that was not required. What was meant is only the main account, but they gave a detailed reply saying that you should attach all the utilization accounts. So better enclose all the utilization accounts also. Aadhaar is mandatory of all the board members, right? In fact, when we are filing our application, renewal, registration, Aadhaar number will be there. In case of foreigners, copy of the passport, their number also is there. Should be given there. Because foreigners in the board is restricted. It is not that foreigners is not allowed to be in the board. It is restricted. In fact, I do have clients where there are foreigners on the board, and we have got FCRA renewal also. But it is restricted. We'll be careful with that. And restriction on usage of funds. The cancellation, suspension are all available or possible only in case of regular registered organization. I'll talk to you about what is regular registration, what is prior permission little later. So what government did is that, because in case of prior permission, there was no explicit powers for the government to restrain organizations with prior permission not to spend the money when they are violating the law. So government came out with this amendment. What they are saying is that when they have any reason to believe that the prior permission category organization are violating any of the laws, pending the further inquiry, government can direct that they cannot utilize the amount available in the bank account or receive the remaining portion of the bank account amount from the donor. I'll tell you a little later about the prior permission category. You will understand that. So when they have reason to suspect itself, they can say, yes, don't use the money available. Stop with that. Don't get any further funds. When after the inquiry, if they find them violated the law, if they find them guilty, then government can say you cannot touch the money left in the bank account without my permission. They will not give permission for you to get the balance amount also. Okay, this was not available earlier. Now the government says, I will make it now. The next is the suspension. When government has reasons to believe, right, they will put it in recording. This is the first step before cancellation. They can suspend your registration for a period of 180 days plus another 180 days. Initially it was only 180 days. Now government has extended by another 180 days, which means that central government has got about 360 days, FCRA department, to inquire further, because suspended based on the reasons that are recorded in writing. They have some reasons to believe that you are violating the laws, the rules, or other conditions. Okay, right? When your organization is suspended, central government can say that you cannot receive any foreign contribution, or utilize the foreign contribution subject to the condition that I am specifying. The rules, what it says is that if when your FCRA is suspended, you can utilize only 25% of the available money in your bank account with a prior approval. Supposing in your bank account you have 10 lakh rupees, Home Ministry can give you permission to use 2.5 lakhs. This is only upon approval from the Home Ministry. You cannot take it for granted and start utilizing the money. Right? Once when you are suspended, your activity will come to a standstill. You have to approach the government to revoke the suspension. In fact, Home Ministry will send you series of questions. Normally they send about 33 questions asking about various activities right from the inception. A lot of questions are asked. You have to give them. Sometimes they'll ask you to come to Home Ministry also. You have to go there in person, explain and work towards revoking the suspension. During which time, when you represent, Home Ministry can give permission to utilize only 25% of the amount available with your bank account, unutilized amount available in your bank account. Only upon revocation you can utilize the balance amount. Next one. Yes, sir. Sorry? I mean, you state New Delhi account, also utilization account. You can write to them. Okay. Supposing you have FDs, you can tell them that I have all these funds, allow me to use 25%. And the government may ask you to give a budget, why you want so much money, and based on that, they will grant you approval. The next step is cancellation. After inquiry, if government is satisfied on 6 reasons, central government can cancel your registration. Number 1, when you have given incorrect or false information, either at the time of original application or at the time of renewal. Okay, you have given incorrect or false information to the government, or you have violated any of the terms and conditions of the certificate of renewal. I don't see any conditions now except the bank accounts. Sometimes they may give conditions. I'm handling very few organizations, very few people I know. There are about 18,000 FCRA registered organizations. To some they may give the conditions. If you violate any of those conditions, government can cancel your registration. In public interest, they can cancel your registration. In fact, a lot of denials are coming in this clause only. In public interest, government is denying that. Okay, they don't give any further information apart from public interest. But of course, when you file a revision petition, they give you more, elaborate reply also, the reasons why they have denied or withheld their renewal. You violate any of the provisions of the Act or the rules. We have been going through the various provisions. We violate any of those things, government can cancel. Or if you are not engaged in any reasonable activity for the past 2 consecutive years. Right? It is not with FCRA funds. The organization as a whole is not involved in any reasonable activity. I do have organization that has not received funds for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But their FCRA renewed. But what we do is that in such cases, we file the regular account saying that we have not received foreign contribution, but activities are going on. The trust is having activity, the society is having activity. So if you are not having activity for the last 2 years or more than 2 years, then there is every chance that your FCRA renewal can be refused, or it can be cancelled also. Or you are defunct. Who is a defunct organization? An organization that has not been filing their annual returns. You have not been filing annual returns, government can cancel your registration. Cancellation is one of the worst things that can happen to an organization. Of course, government will give you an opportunity. They will first suspend. There are 360 days. They will ask series of questions. In spite of that, if you are not able to reply to them convincingly, then they will cancel. Okay, right? Yeah.
What do you do then? To enclose this account also?
Yeah. What we do is that in the FC4, because anyway we have to file annual returns, nil return we will be filing, but we attach this regular account saying that we are having activities out of the Indian funds. Okay, right? So just say that, that's all. We stop with that. So that the government is aware that here is an organization that has activity. It is not it is not defined or no activity organization. Once when FCRA is cancelled, the organization is not eligible for registration or prior permission for next 3 years. Okay, so it's a very, very dangerous one. So 3 years, you'll not be eligible for that. I mean, 2020, they introduced a new clause saying that you can surrender your FCRA, because a lot of FCRA organization found complying with FCRA conditions of very difficult. I mean, they use the word draconian, FCRA. So they said they do not want. So government said, yes, you can surrender. But surrender is also again not easy. What they are saying is that government will have an inquiry, and if they are satisfied that you are not contravening any of the act, provisions of the act, then you can surrender. Okay, right? And again, when you surrender, like for the cancelled organization, your assets created of foreign contribution will vest with not only assets, even the funds also, foreign contribution in your bank account, and the assets created out of foreign contribution for those organizations whose FCRA is cancelled and surrendered will vest with an authority which the central government will appoint. Will say that. Okay, and that authority can run the organization if there is a need, if it considers necessary. In public interest, they will run the organization, and if it is necessary, they can even sell the assets and run the society, organization. Okay, right? So, if you want to surrender, even for doing good work, government says, give everything to me, then what? Pack up and go. Okay, right? And government has appointed, central government has appointed additional chief secretary and principal secretary of the concerned state where the assets are available, physically located. Okay, right? And bank balance, these things you will understand. Okay. So, these are the practical issues. Then we have created an asset out of mixed funds, land out of local contribution, and building out of foreign contribution. Supposing my FCRA is cancelled, what will happen? Central government cannot take the building alone. Okay, right? These are all questions, right? And that's why I keep saying that assets register is important. When we have an assets register, when we know clearly these are the foreign contribution assets, the worst come, we can tell the government, look, these are the assets I created of foreign contribution. These are the assets created of my local fund, domestic funds. Allow me to administer the domestic fund assets and activities. You carry on, you take care of that till I get my renewal registration restored. Okay, right? I put a question, right? This was asked to me in one of the seminar that I took. They asked, what if I sell all the foreign contribution assets? I want to surrender all the foreign contribution assets and use that money and then surrender. Technically it is possible. Okay, provided you are able to satisfy income tax department and FCRA also. Okay. Penalties and this compounding, I am skipping that. Abraham Zachariah sir is handling that session. But compounding of this is that any offense can be compounded. Okay, right? Other than the main violation, where the offense is punishable only with imprisonment. Thankfully, there is no such thing. Okay, right? It says either imprisonment or fine, or both. So, any offense can be compounded by the Home Ministry, and they come out with the list of compounding. Zachariah sir is handling that. Okay, in case there is something which is not there, we can still approach. And then to the government and say that please forgive us. We are willing to pay the penalty. But only problem is that in case you committed an offense and for which you have gone for compounding, you should not commit the similar offense within the next 3 years. So 3 years you cannot commit that offense, right? Compounding is not possible for you. Okay. At the end of 3rd year, if you do go back to the government, it will be counted as first offense. And if there are transfers involved, right, your transfer of funds, okay, right, it can be compounded only once, not more than that, transfer of money. Yeah, registration and renewal. We already saw this. government will grant you registration. When you're applying for registration, government will grant you registration provided you are eligible for registration. What are the conditions for registration? Let me go through that. The first one is that you must be in existence for at least 3 years. You should be in existence for 3 years. If you have completed 3 years of existence, and then if your income on programs is 15 lakhs or more in the last 3 years, then you are eligible for registration. And we should, along with the registration application, we'll make an application in form FC3A. We'll be making an application, and your organization should be registered. It should be a registered organization, either as a society you should be registered, or a trust registered on the Registration Act. Even though here they use the word Trust Act, we don't register trust under the Trust Act in India now, because that act is meant only for the private trust, not for the public trust. All the public trusts are registered under the Registration Act 1908, or it should be registered under Societies Registration Act. Tamil Nadu it is 1975 Act. Every state it's a different act, or the Central Act where the specific act is not there. Like Kerala, parts of Kerala are covered by 1860 Act. Okay, Andhra they have their own Andhra Pradesh Societies Registration Act, or under Section 8 of the Companies Act. You should be registered one, and you should be in existence for at least 3 years, and you should have undertaken reasonable activity. Mr. Dunn, what is reasonable activity? You should have spent at least 15 lakh rupees on programs on last 3 years. You should have spent 15 lakh rupees on programs for the last 3 years, and that should be evidence in the form of an activity report. Activity report each year, you should say these are the activities that I've done, with some photographs, and also supported by your audit report. Nowadays, of late, what Home Ministry is asking is that they want us to match with the auditor statement of account the activity that you're reporting. Line wise, they want you to match activity wise. So your audit report should clearly bring out the activities that you're doing. You cannot import from Tally and then starting with audit fees, bank charges, blah blah, and then take the statement and send it to them. Okay, you'll have to categorize into different activities, and that activities should be reflected in your narrative report also. We should send it to the Home Ministry, and then they will go all the 3 years together, not each year. All 3 years together, you should spend at least 15 lakhs rupees, and then Home Ministry will go through that, and then they will grant you approval. In case of prior permission are for specific amount from a specific donor. In case you have applied to the government, because this prior permission will come if you are not in existence for 3 years. You are a new organization, but you have a donor who is willing to give you funds for a particular activity. Then you can approach the government for prior permission. Or you are an existing organization, you are existing for 5 years, let's say, but you are not spent on program 15 lakh rupees. You have been keeping a low profile. Only now we want to do a bigger one. So you approach the donor has agreed to give you amount. So in which case you can go for prior permission. Okay, right? When you go for prior permission, it will be donor specific. You are approaching the Home Ministry saying that I want to get for this particular project and this much amount from this donor. Okay, right? So the activities are specific and projects are specific. The amount is specific, donor is also specific. Okay, right? So in such case, what government says is that, what FCRA says is that you should get a commitment letter from the donor that is agreeing to support you this project for this much amount. Okay, and also you should submit a reasonable project for the benefit of the society. In other words, you should have a project and a budget which you should submit to the government. Okay, right? And yeah, only for the people with less than 3 years, we go for prior permission. If you are in existence for more than 3 years, and if you already spend more than 15 lakh rupees on programs, you can go for the regular registration. No, they don't need to. They'll go for the renewal. I'll come to that renewal a little later. Okay, right? They know it. So, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. If you are a registered organization, you can receive. If you already have FCRA, I mean, even if you don't spend 15 lakhs, doesn't matter. And you will not spend a pi rupee last 2 years, does not matter. As long as the registration is valid, is intact. Okay, you can continue. I am talking about the new organization, those organization that does not have FCRA registration. For them, there are two possibilities. One is go for the regular registration. Regular registration is possible if you are registered for, if you are in existence for more than 3 years. What they say is 3 completed financial years. So, April to March, it should be 1 year. So, which means that you should have been registered before April, February or January like that, and then you should have completed 3 completed financial years, and you should have spent on programs at least 15 lakh rupees. All the 3 years put together, 5 lakhs each, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, and 6 lakhs, whatever is that. Okay, minimum 15 lakhs. You can spend more on programs. Administration expenses, you cannot count that. Programs, you should spend that. And if you have done that, you can go for regular registration. If you are not satisfied that, then you can go for the prior permission. Prior permission, if you are going, then it is for the donor specific, amount specific, project specific. Okay, right? Let's say you are taking approval from government for receiving fund from ABC, let's say World Vision International USA. You can receive funds only from World Vision International USA. You cannot receive funds World Vision USA. Let's say World Vision International is international headquarters, and World Vision USA, like World Vision India, is another organization there. You can receive only from World Vision International because the permission is from World Vision International. You cannot receive it from anybody else. So it's a donor specific. And also the project. Let's say you have taken approval for, let's say, what project we can say that? Education, let's say, school, for the dropouts, open school for the dropouts. You have taken permission. You can spend the money only for the open school for the dropouts. You cannot have a school for the slum children. You cannot have that. Donor specific, project specific, and amount specific. If you have taken approval for 10 lakh rupees, you can receive only 10 lakh rupees. You may receive lesser amount, but you cannot receive more than that amount. Okay, right? And now recently, very recently, government has come out with a circular. What they have said is that this validity of the period for receiving funds is only 3 years. Right? Normally, when we send approval, we say that we will have the project for 1 year or 2 years. Okay, right? My case, when we apply, we only apply for 2 years project. We don't apply for more than 2 years. The idea is that when we send an application, we send application for about 30 or 40 lakhs. With one approval, we go for the regular registration next time. Because IB has already done the vetting process for me. Subsequently, when I go for regular registration, it was easier for me. I also don't go for a bigger amount. I go for 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs. One more 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. By then I complete 3 years. Go for the regular registration, get it done. But there could be projects which can run for more than 3 years. So government now says, no, it's only 3 years. You can receive only 3 years and utilize the money only up to 4 years. You cannot go beyond that. That restriction government has brought in. And yesterday, by the way, there was one more circular published by the Home Ministry. We talked about FCRA, bank accounts. I'll be talking about a little later about the renewal. Lot of organization, number of organization. In fact, Abraham Zachariah said we'll be giving you the statistics. We had about 40,000 plus FCRA registered organization. Now we have only about 16 plus thousand registered organization. Many lost their renewal, and government wanted them to pay compounding fees, but the monies were locked in SBI bank account, New Delhi, and also in the utilization account. So they were not able to use that. So government has given them one-time permission to use the available funds to pay the compounding fees. That circular came yesterday. Okay, right? So I'm sorry because I saw that only late in the night. I have not taken that. Maybe I will share that to the SIRC. They will share it with you. Okay, right? And what are the eligibility criteria for registration, I mean, there are other conditions also. Chief functionary of the Indian, recipient of the Indian organization should not be part of the donor organization. Let's say, there is a trust, managing trustee of the Indian trust should not be part of the donor organization. Okay, government is very clear. At least 75% of the office bearers of the governing body of the Indian organization should not be members or employees of the donor organization. So, donor organization should not, government is very clear. They do not want the donors to in any way control the Indian entity. Indian entity should have its freedom, it's free. We are registered in India, we should have our own governing body, we should run our activities on our own, we should not be dictated by the foreign donors. We may have funds from them, we may have a project agreement, we will agree to all the main conditions for that particular project, not for the organization as a whole. Government is very clear on that, okay, right? And also in case of a single foreign donor, at least 75% of office bearers of the recipient organization should not be family members. We do have closely held trust also, for which also FCRA registration is possible. Once I got registration for a school where only the family members were the trustees, father, son, daughters-in-law, nobody else. When I applied, I told him, you may not get FCRA, but they got it, right? I was actually surprised. Home Ministry was giving that. I think now they are giving it. But what they are saying is that if you are getting funding only from one donor, more than 75% should not be family members, okay, right? And one important condition what they are looking at is when we are applying for FCRA registration is section 12.4, right? They are looking at 12.4 condition. I will take you through only few things. The first condition is fictitious benami. I am not going to take that. Second one is it has not been prosecuted or convicted for indulging in activities aimed at conversion. It is not conversion per se. Any activity aimed at conversion through inducement or force, directly or indirectly, from one religious faith to another religious faith, you will not get FCRA. Government is very clear on that. The Constitution gives you guarantee. You can profess, you can practice your religion. Constitution says that you can practice. I am a Christian, I can practice my Christianity. But you don't use influence, don't use force, inducement to convert one person from other faith to Christianity. Right? If somebody wants to become a Christian through your activities, let them do it. But you don't induce anything in that. And if there are any prosecution pending, what is the prosecution? We all know. Prosecution is criminal proceedings started with, FIR filed, not even convicted. Okay, right? In fact, number of organizations have lost their FCRA renewal primarily because of FIR filed. They were not even aware. One organization came to me after their FCRA denied, and it's a women collective, and she came and said, their FCRA is gone because they were participating in a public protest along with everybody for women rights. And the police charge sheeted few of them, then they said the charge sheets are dropped. But unfortunately it was not dropped. When the IB officer went to the police station, that particular board member FIR was there. That was the reason for the denial. So government is very strict because we are using public funds. Government says even if a FIR is filed, no further action is taken, you will not be getting FCRA. Okay, right? No need for any conviction. Okay, a lot of organizations I know, they have come to me only because of this problem, FIR. I told them, please try to vacate the FIR. Okay, right? Ask them to drop the FIR, only then you can go through that. The next one is prosecutor convicted for creating communal tension, harmony, the same thing. Another common reason for FCRA denial is that guilty of diversion or misutilization of funds. What is diversion according to FCRA is that not necessarily personal use. Money which is meant for a particular activity, use it for any other activity. Let's say the funds are given to you for education, you spend it for medical, they say it's a diversion of funds. You have spent for not for the activity that is meant for the purpose for which you receive the money. They are very clear in that. Few organizations have lost their FCRA primarily because they've used the fund for other activities, even though it is charitable. They have no problem in income tax. FCRA says you received for this particular purpose. Donor says you should use for this purpose. You should use only for that purpose. Don't use it for any other purpose. And likely engage in propagation of sedition or advocate violent methods to achieve its ends. Government says FCRA will not be granted to you. Okay, right? Undesirable purposes, personal gains. Contravene any of the provisions of the Act, FCRA will not be available. You are prohibited from accepting foreign contribution. Where your FCRA is cancelled, your FCRA is suspended, you will not get that. Okay, right? These are all cases for renewals. And these two conditions I've already explained to you. In case of individual, okay, right? The particular individual, in case an individual is applying for FCRA, the individual has neither been convicted under any law for the time being in force or any prosecution for any offense pending against him. Okay, right? So fortunately, initially when I read that, I was worried because any law means now and then, not consciously, ignorantly, unnoticingly, I violate traffic, jump the signal. I thought yellow is there. By the time I cross, I get the ticket, asking me to pay the penalty. I violated. If that is the case, I cannot be part of any organization that receives FCRA. Okay, the next condition says that person other than individual, any of its directors or office bearers has neither been convicted under any law or prosecution of offense pending against him. So thankfully, a couple of my lawyer friends said this conviction or the prosecution is only for criminal offense, not for these type of offenses. Okay, right? So thankfully, but still, it's worth knowing. So please caution. In fact, one of my client, he lost his FCRA in spite of, my office, we do this, sensitizing, regular training, periodic updates. In spite of that, one of his board members, there was FIR. That man is involved with politics. He's part of this Tirumavalavan Kakshiya. And those people, no, every now and then they fight for the human rights. Somewhere there was FIR against him. He was not aware of that. Now we are having so much of difficulty getting FCRA registration for them. So you please tell your clients, if there is any such things, tell them to move out of the organization. Okay, official capacity. This is for individual and also for the organization. Not only that, government also, if they think it will affect giving you FCRA registration, you're getting funds can affect the sovereignty and integrity of India, or in public interest, or in freedom or fairness of election to any legislature. These reasons I have given it to you. Or harmony, among the people, government can say no to us. Okay, section 12.4. We all need to know that section 12.4, because in every application now, we have to file an affidavit, right? And the affidavit, every member will say that I have not violated section 12.4. Not only that, other members are also not violating 12.4. If they are violating, I will inform you. We are filing that. I'll come to that later. Renewal, because all of us have gone through that, and there are still some of us still going through that. So before 6 months, the expiry period, you should file the renewal application. Okay, right? And if you're filing later than that, that is a reason for them to deny that also. And government will normally do it in 90 days, but doesn't happen. They keep on extending. Now also they've extended the time. They keep extending the time. And before the inquiry, before the renewal, they will do the inquiry, whatever I told you about 12.4. So the IB officer will come, and then he will do the field inspection. He will come and inspect your books also. He will do that. And also at the MHA, they will go through your past records, your submissions, all these things. Only if they are satisfied, then they will grant you registration. And they are looking at basically they are looking at the fulfillment of the conditions specified under subsection 4 of section 12, the last one. So they will go through that. This is similar for both registration, prior permission, and also for renewal. They will go through that. And this is the affidavit that we will be filing that. What we are saying is that I undertake to report to the Secretary of the Government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs, right, any violations of the provisions of subsection 4 of section 12 of the Foreign Contribution Act by the applicant organization, whether by the organization or any of its members or office bearers or any key functionaries. Anybody, even if CEO who is not a member of the board, even if he violates any of the 12.4, as a member of the association or as a member, key person who is a member who's given my name, who's filing the affidavit, I give an undertaking to the government. This is a notarized one. Given undertaking that I will inform the Home Ministry. Okay. So once when this came, a lot of board members said they do not want to be part of the board now. Right? How can I take responsibility for others? Right? I cannot take a responsibility. This is too much. I'll be opting out of the board. But after some time, some of them came back. Okay, right? And when we are filing the application for registration and renewal, here also we give the same affidavit. Okay, we give the same certificate to the government saying that the person who files the application says that I hereby certify that the office bearers and the key functionaries and the members fulfill all the eligible criteria laid down under the section 12.4. So government is very keen that we are fulfilling these 12.4 conditions. That's why I thought I will take you through that. Okay, right? And the certificate is valid for 5 years, and we'll have to make application FC3C, and the fee is 5,000 rupees. And regular registration 10,000 rupees, prior permission is 5,000 rupees. Government can refuse the renewal, which they have done it extensively this time. They have done a lot of organizations. FCRA was refused, denied, okay, and they will communicate the reasons. And now what they are doing is that the reason they communicate is only by email, and they just quote few sections and then say for this reason denied. Only after we make a revision petition, they give the detailed reply. When we file a division petition, they give detailed reply. The common reason now they give is in public interest, they are refusing. The common reason, or diversion of funds. Okay, right? And they also say that this is normally to be filed within 6 months, before 6 months of the expiry date. But in case you are able to give sufficient ground, this can be further extended. They can further extend the period. 1 year they can extend for filing the renewal application. But of course you have to pay another 5,000 rupees fee and then file the application. Government has come out with the reasons for refusing the denial, registration. I will take through the important ones. The one reason is what they say is that there are no activity or defunct, you have not been filing the annual returns. Government can refuse your registration. They are talking about last 2 to 3 years. Act says 2 years. Okay, so they are gracious to add 1 more year. 2 to 3 years, if you are not, then it is there. Or prosecution for any offence pending. Any FIR filed, finished. Clarification sought and not filing. The problem here is mostly they send only through the emails or they put it on the portal. Most of our clients are not, do not know that, right? That they'll have to visit the portal, and also portal, it is not in the regular place, it's in a different place. Unless you employ a person and then constantly watch, we will not know that these queries have come. So in my office we have done, one person was exclusively set up for that and we were following it up. Now we don't do that because the renewals are all over, but there are few cases still pending. So all of a sudden they will get a letter saying that you not replied. Please do it within 7 days time. And again go back and then get all these things and get these things done. Okay, right? Concealment of facts or information. We do not know what they mean by concealment of facts or information, because IB officer comes, we give him everything, whatever is asking. Whatever query they are asking, we are replying to them. Still they are saying, to one organization they said, you have concealed your organization activities, your objectives. We reply to them saying that our memorandum itself is given. What are the activities for which we want to receive the foreign contribution? We have given that to you. Our activities we have given to you. Furthermore, we do not know. Please grant us a personal hearing so that we can come and explain to you. Okay, right? The next condition, any of the office bearers or members or key functionaries are not available at the given address. Quite a few organizations lost their FCRA. What happened is, they filed FCRA renewal. These people went abroad. And the inspector who came said they are not available, that's all. That was the reason for them. Unfortunately, FCRA did not take any further effort to find out them, contact anybody in the office, or they could have contacted the office, people would not have responded properly. Okay, so organization does not exist at the given address. I mean, they say this is a fictitious Benami organization. This is very, very rare, but I mean, you have to be careful. I mean, normally when you give an address, as FCRA, I mean, there are many smaller organizations there where the managing trustee's house and the office are the same. So at least when you apply for FCRA, have one room as an office, have an office set up, try to keep that. So when the officer comes, he'll be happy to see an office. If it is a house, then he will say that it is not functioning. The next is registration already cancelled, I mean they are not eligible. Diverted funds for foreign contribution, anti-development activities, inciting malicious protest, likelihood of personal gain, adverse input against association, linkages with racial terrorist organizations, adverse inputs by the by the inspectors that are giving, okay, right, involved in religious conversion, proselytization, association with radical organization. These are all ones for which FCRA is cancelled. Last 5 years, association has not utilized any FC for projects as per the aims and objects of the organization. They are very, very, very clear now. What they are saying is that if you are registered with a particular purpose, and if you are getting funds for a particular purpose, you should use funds only for that particular purpose. Don't use it for any other purpose. Not uploaded annual returns for any of the previous 6 years. Okay, right? And there is a compounding facility available now. You can go to them and then compound and then still pay that. Not fulfill the criteria of spending 15 lakhs the last 5 years, not in existence for 3 years. So these are the reasons why they can cancel, and this you can go to this, whatever we discuss is given there. In case your registration is denied, refused, the next step is to file a revision petition. Organization whose FCRA is denied, you will have to file a revision petition. This is only an option, but I strongly recommend that we file a revision petition. Okay, file a revision petition so that we will keep our denial, our registration alive before Home Ministry can take any further step. Okay, right? So file a revision petition. This again has to be filed online only. You have to make a letter in your letterhead and upload that. And this revision action, petition action can be taken, revision against order can be taken so moto by the central government also. Central government on its own also can do that, but they have not done that to my knowledge. Okay, not that I know everybody, but to my knowledge they have not done that. But we need to do that. But there is a time limit. We'll have to file the revision petition application within 1 year from the date of communication of the denial. We cannot wait for a longer period. Within 1 year, you'll have to file the application. And you should not have gone to the court against the denial or suspension or cancellation. Suspension, of course, there is no question of going on revision. Cancellation, you can go on revision petition. Denial, you can go on revision petition, but you should not have gone to the court. First, exhaust the revision petition, then go to the court. Okay, right? And if there is any appeal pending, then you will not eligible for that. And the fee payable is only 3,000 rupees. You'll have to pay the fees and then do that. And there are FAQs. You can go through the FAQs, and then that will give you an idea of what are all to be done. Okay, right? So with this, I've covered all the important aspects of foreign contribution. Now I want to go through this FC4. There are certain main points that are added to FC4 that I thought I'll highlight to you. Okay, from FC4. From this year onwards, in fact, this chart I've already explained to you when I talked about income generated out of foreign contribution. Okay, right? So again, government has come out with another circular. What they said is that the TDS part of it. What happens is, NGOs, we normally get our TDS back. Taxes are cut on the FD interest. Okay, rental income, taxes are cut. TDS, we get the refunds. As I said, if the rental income is from FC, the TDS should come into our FCRA account. But mostly we have given our domestic account for refund purposes. The money will come into a domestic purpose. Now government says you can transfer the FC part of it, the proportion of that into FCRA utilization account. And now that they want you to report that transfer of foreign contribution part of income tax refund from non-FCRA bank account. If you are getting anything on that, then you will have to include in that. And this is that FC4 on administration expenses. We'll be reporting that. This also needs to be done. And we need to give project-wise utilization part of it, okay, right? Name the project, and please make sure that this the project matches with your purpose you're giving in your receipts, because you have to give an annexure for the income foreign contribution that you're receiving. The purpose they are mentioning matched with this utilization also. They also wanted to give the area or location of the project where you are carrying out the project. You'll have to give, it's a chart like, those of us who are who are conversant with fund accounting, fund-based accounting, we know that opening balance, receipts during the year for the particular project, utilization, closing balance, bank interest, transfers, in that format, you'll have to give that is there. And please make sure that the utilization part here, what you're giving, matches with the total amount utilized as per the FC4. We'll be reporting that. Do that. When you are purchasing asset, even that also we need to give all the assets. We have to bifurcate between movable asset and immovable asset. Movable and immovable asset, and we'll have to give the purpose of the asset, each asset, why we have purchased that, what is the usage of that asset. Okay, and if at all we are transferring to another association, we should not transfer. It is absolutely prohibited. If at all we are transferring, we should give the details also. When we are transferring, what is the purpose of transfer, what is the amount that we are transferring, we should give that. FT schedule also we need to give, FT schedule also we need to give. Unutilized foreign contribution, we should tally that. And details of land and building unutilized for more than 2 years. Because the government want to know what are the assets that you are using unproductively. It is possible. There are organizations that have assets that are not put to proper use, so you will have to give that. Government want to know that. And the chartered accountant's details you will have to give. Who is certifying the accounts? The name of the chartered accountant, address, membership number, email address, date of issue of the certificate. Thankfully they are not asking the UDIN. Soon they will ask that also. Right? We will have to give that. And most importantly, in the CA certificate, because this is the latest requirement, in the CA certificate, we will have to certify whether there are any violations by the organization. I am going to talk about the violations, the list of violations. If there are any violation, we will be certifying that. And if we have certified violation, that also to be reported in FC4. Because FC4, even though most of the FC4 only we are doing it, very few organizations they are doing it. So we need to include that also. The CA certificate, this is the one. I'm sorry if you are not able to do that. The last part of it is what is added here. I have examined all the relevant books and records, including the items mentioned in column 8 of FC4. And to the best of my knowledge and belief, the organization has not violated any of the provisions or violated the provisions of foreign contribution regulations and the rules made thereunder. The details of violations are as under. I'll report that. What is that clause 8? These are the things which I will be reporting. One is any foreign contribution was transferred to any FCRA registered association. This is going to be a challenge for us. For example, if the association has used another organization facility, in the books they might have accounted as rent. In the book they might have accounted as food charges. They would have got a donation receipt. But we will have to say that whether they have transferred or not transferred. We have to check and then do that. Foreign contribution transferred to any non-FCRA registered organization. Yes. Any functional association with prosecuted or convicted under any law of the land. How do I know that? right? As a chartered accountant, this year onwards, you'll have to certify that. How do I know that? I mean, whether any case is pending against them? One thing I can do is that I can ask a declaration from them. Yeah, I can ask a declaration from them because they have filed this affidavit also on Form AA. I will get a copy of that. Beyond which, I mean, anyway, I'll do that. I'll have to suitably qualify saying that, based on their affidavits or based on their undertaking, they are not violated that. Okay, right? Any asset created with a foreign contribution is registered in the name of other than the association. This is very, very, very important. Okay. Now we have this problem. Some of our NGOs, what they do is that when they buy a vehicle, they don't register in the name of the organization, because if they register in the name of the organization, the road tax is much higher. What they do is that they put name, president, organization address and register. That is not correct. I'm insisting all my clients that it should be registered in the name of the organization only. Some RTOs are refusing to do that. But I said somehow you have to find some ways to get it registered, otherwise we will be reporting here. Any domestic contribution has been credited to FCRA account. Next is the association has received any foreign contribution in account other than the designated FCRA receipt account. Sometimes it happens. In fact, some of our clients do have this problem because there are Indians holding foreign passports. They transfer ignorantly to their domestic account. After that, they come and report to me. I tell them send it back to the donor. They are not able to send the money back. They are having difficulty. Send email to Home Ministry. They don't respond also. All these years, sending email was sufficient. But now I'll have to report. Right? So we'll have to report all these things. The association is utilized foreign contribution for any purpose other than the defined purpose in FCRA certificate or registration or prior permission. This is another major problem. Many of the organizations, when they register only for one particular purpose, social. In fact, one organization that has come to me for consultation, Home Ministry says that you have obtained registration only for social and religious, whereas your audit report says you are spending for educational, you are spending for economic, because he has put the heads education, economic. You have violated that. So you'll have to be careful with this. The association or any of the functionary office bearers violated any of the conditions enumerated under section 12.4. How do we know the 12.4 conditions? God only should save us on that. Let us get letters from each members, and then only we can certify. Association has made expenditure and administration expenses exceeding 20% of the foreign contribution received. Here again, it's going to be a challenge because lot of organization, these expenses are grey. Right? When we say incur directly in furtherance of objects, much less. Right? All these years it was possible for us because FC4 was their statement. I am not signing, but now it has become our statement. Now we are signing, and with FCRA and everybody else, income tax department, everybody is very happy to complain against us. How we are going to handle that is a major problem for us. Okay, right? Any fixed assets acquired out of foreign contribution has been sold out, that's okay. Sale proceeds of the above assets been diverted has not been deposited in FCRA account. I tell you, in Chennai, none of the bank accept sale proceeds of foreign contributions assets into FCRA utilization account. What they are saying is that, look at this section, it says transfer from State Bank of India. We will not permit you. And then I tell them, at least give an acknowledgement, you will not accept the statement, my check. That also they are not giving it to me. To whom to go, where to go. All these years, it was okay because it was their problem. But from this year onwards, it has become part of our problem also because we have to report that. Any FD proceeds has been credited to any account other than FCRA account. This is not a problem. Any organization entity belonging to association is being managed, financially supported by the association. This is again a tricky question. What happens is many organizations to help their friends who lost their FCRA, right? I'm sure you're all aware of that. Okay. Hopefully the recording will be seen only by our fellow chartered accountants. Now what they do is that they help. Of course, what we take care of all the precautions. The project will be our project. All activities will be our activities. Bills, vouchers, everything will be in our name. Staff will be our staff. No more the old organization will be involved in any way. Right? In spirit is their organization, but legally it is our project. Okay, but we have to ensure that it is done that way in all legal aspects. That this project is, our client's projects only. Okay, if there are any violations in that, we need to report that to the Home Ministry, and our certificate will have to say that, and what we say, FC4 will also confirm that. Okay, this is one. Foreigners in the board, as I told you, foreigners in the board is possible, but FCRA discourages that. Okay, right? The Home Ministry discourages foreigners because government wants the Indian entity to be Indian, administered by Indian, controlled by Indian, operated by Indian. But still, government makes this relaxation, but with prior permission, we can appoint, have board members. In fact, I do have clients where foreigners are on the board. Some of those conditions are like they are married to an Indian citizen, living in India for at least 5 years, making available their specialized knowledge, okay, right, on voluntary basis. If these conditions are fulfilled, they are giving about health. In my case, education, we have got permission from the Home Ministry. So, it is possible for us to get that and have them, but it is difficult to get the permission. Foreigners in employment, yes, it is possible for you to employ foreigners. In fact, I have a church. They have invited a pastor on a missionary visa. I was actually surprised that Government of India is still giving, because the perception is that present government will not give, but they have given it. And he's come here and he's working here. Initially, what that man has done is that man is a taekwondo specialist. So what he did is that he went to corporation school and wanted to train them. So the IB inspector promptly came. He know that he's my client. He came and called them and said, "You are given approval to be pastor in the church. Your responsibility only inside the church. You don't go out. You don't do any social service. You're not allowed to do that. Within the 4 walls of the church, you do your church work. We have no problem." So it is possible. So please make sure that they are on a proper visa and a proper employment or appointment order. They can come and work in that. What about currencies in dump box, hundi box? Supposing you are a charitable organization, okay, and you have in the hotels we see, the dump boxes where people put money. You get $100 in that. What do we do? Is it foreign? Let's say you don't have FCRA. What do you do with that? Is it foreign contribution or it is local money? How do you do that? Sorry? Yeah, very true. So how do we handle that? Sorry? Anonymous donation is for income tax purposes, sir, not for FCRA. Can we give some justification? 100% local fund. Proof will not be possible. I'm just asking for justification. Proof is difficult. Proof is not possible because the person who dropped it is not available. So today, a lot of us are traveling abroad. Okay, right? Let's presume that the person has gone abroad, he has taken a foreign exchange, and then the Indian came and dropped it. That's it. Okay. On the other hand, if it's a larger amount, I'm talking about $100, it's fine. If it's a larger amount, I don't want to take a chance. Open an exclusive bank account, deposit this money, write to Home Ministry, file form FC3, B, prior permission, say that, this money is deposited, I open an account, kept it here, open State Bank of India account also, ask for permission and then use this money. They will say compounding fees, you have received that money without my permission, pay the compounding penalty, pay that because anyway that money is not yours, you want to use that money, pay the compounding fees and then use that money. Okay, right? Can we use debit cards or credit cards for NGOs? With this I am closing. debit cards or credit cards. Because State Bank of India now permits net banking. Earlier it was not possible, now net banking is possible. Thanks to State Bank of India, more and more banks are now permitting us. Can I use debit cards? Yeah, for an international gateway it is fine. Okay. What FAQ says that discouraged. You don't use debit cards to withdraw cash. Okay, whatever you're talking about for international payments and other things, you can use that, but don't use it for withdrawing cashes and other things. Okay, with this I'm winding up my sessions. If there are any questions, I am here to answer your questions. Some of my slides I've skipped it. If you still have any doubts, I've given my mobile number. You can always WhatsApp your queries to me. I'm available to answer. If you're calling, if I'm free, I'll pick up the call. Otherwise, I will call you back definitely. Okay. Any queries? Anything? Can you speak a bit louder, please? Yeah.
The organization, they have foreign contribution that they deposited into FDRs they made. But one bank, this is purely banker's mistake if they transfer that money not to utilization account and to their account. And then immediately the organization informed to the bank, I'm just take a case wildly. So organization informed the bank, you did a mistake, it will causes a serious issue for me. So you please revert back. So immediately banker revert the money and credit to utilization account. What is the stage?
This is not a mistake committed by the organization.
Yes.
You keep all the documentary evidences that's a mistake committed by bank. Your communication to the bank, get it acknowledged by the bank, and then they transfer to that. So if at all any query comes, we'll be able to explain to the Home Ministry.
Why? Because in the audit points, that is also one of the point.
Yeah.
So auditor has to obtain all the information from you.
Yeah, get all the information, but we'll put a note in that this was happened, but this was a bank mistake which was subsequently corrected by the organization.
Okay.
Because we need to save our skin. Today for everything we are blamed. Now, can you use the mic, please?
So for prior permission, it should be donor specific, project specific, everything. In case if it has been dropped in a box, how can we specify that we doesn't know the donors?
No, we will not give any project anything. We are going to ask permission to regularize the money that was dropped. When we file this prior permission application, we'll tell the Home Ministry saying that this money was dropped in my box. I do not know who has given the money. I want permission to use the money. Okay. Because otherwise there is no way to communicate to the Home Ministry. Your email they will not understand.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you said.
Please, I'll come to you, sir. Yeah.
Sir, you said Section 8 companies cannot get guarantee from the foreign source. Say, suppose if things go south and I need the guarantee and I'm exercising it, how will I report it, sir?
Now, see, taking the guarantee itself is not advisable. In case, you have given that your foreign source has given you guarantee and then you violated and the guarantee is enforced. The money comes in, it's a violation. You'll have to report to the Home Ministry saying that I violated that, this money has come into my account. So compounding plus like here what I said, in case you do not have FCRA, you'll have to file form FC3B asking for permission from the government to utilize that money. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
You are talking about regularization of drop-off.
Exactly.
But they regularize the receipt. For what purpose they use it then?
No, when we are applying itself, we'll say that this money has come, this is for my organization purpose, and let me use it. My organization is registered for this particular purposes. Based on my objectives, I want to permit me to use for this objectives. Okay. Yeah, see, once when you are given prior permission, this FC4 filing is mandatory for you, once when you have received permission. Okay. As long as the funds are with you, till you exhaust that fund, you should file. Now they have given you 4 years maximum to utilize the money that you received it. Okay, you should file that.
Project for that?
No. See, your projects cannot be different from the objects of the organization. It should be within that object of the organization. Yeah, but within that object, you may have 3-4 projects. Okay, right?
Yeah.
So when you are reporting in form FC4, you will be reporting each project separately. What is the amount that you received for each project? Which area you have carried out the activity? How much amount you utilized that? What is the closing balance? Will be reported.
Only my foreign contribution has to be disclosed in
Exactly.
the annual return.
Yeah, that is form FC4 will be reporting.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for patiently listening to me. I'm sorry I was rushing through. Thank you.
On behalf of SIRC of ICA, I thank CA John Ravindran Moses sir for a session on Foreign Contribution Act 2010. Thank you for your valuable time in sharing your knowledge, sir. So we will go for a lunch. Good afternoon, everyone. I request the members to make your phones or gadgets into silence mode. Thank you. So I request CA Abraham Zachariah sir to occupy the dais. As I was a student of him, I am very much happy to introduce him today. CA Abraham Zachariah sir is a practicing chartered accountant since 1985. He is a faculty of GNCS around 15 years. He has conducted various sessions in SIRC and his branch on non-profit organization. He is also a former member of Board of Studies ICAI Delhi, also associated with few NGOs as administrator, auditor and academician. So I now request CA Alagappan sir to give a memento to CA Abraham Zachariah sir as a token of love. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. This afternoon classes are very, not only for the participant but also for the faculty, especially Saturday afternoon. That reminds me of a story. There was a professor who was taking class in the afternoon like this. So he asked the students, assuming that you are going to die after 1 hour. After 1 hour you are going to die, and whatever is your wish during this 1 hour is possible. You are going to die after 1 hour, but next 1 hour, whatever you wish, it is possible. You want to go somewhere, you want to meet somebody, anything is possible. So what is your wish? And one of the students said, I want to be in Miami Beach with my girlfriend. He said, yes, done. Another person said, I want to be in Switzerland. Another person said, I want to be with my parents. And one person said, I want to be in your class. He said, hey, this is too much. Hey, everyone is saying something good. Only you are the one saying that you want to be in my class. Yes, I want to die while I am sleeping, sir, he said. So this is... Probably you would have heard this in my class. I used to say afternoon classes, invariably this. So I know it is very difficult. Thank you for your patience and your interest in the subject. Okay, let's see what CA John Ravindran has left. And there is a saying, good speakers make life difficult for the other ones. So that is my situation now. Good speaker, good knowledgeable person will make life difficult for others also. There I am. And he is very well versed in the subject and having many clients associated with us, associated with that. Maybe I am more a faculty rather than practicing in this. I have few clients, that's all I must say. So let me ask you this, this is only a trigger. Please go through this. You say true or false And you don't have to say that, you just note it down, whether it is true or false. First, an annual return of the FCRA to be filed on or before 31st October every year. Okay, you can write, no, you don't have to tell me, you say one false, FT, whatever paper you have, you say. Religious book cannot be printed with the FCRA contribution. Third one, FCRA permission is required to collect seminar fee from a foreign citizen if he attends a program. Fourth one, a foreign citizen fell sick during his visit to India, got treated in an FCRA registered hospital, and an amount of $1,000 was collected as fee. This is considered as a foreign contribution. Unspent administrative expense cannot be carried forward. Can I move to the next page? Yes, no? Can I move? A foreigner visited an orphanage and gave a donation of rupees 2,000. Rupees 2,000 Indian rupees. FCRA does not apply to this donation. An NRI Indian citizen working abroad during his visit to India donated $500 to the school in which he studied. FCRA applies to this donation. Prior period permission has to be spent spelling mistake, with 1 year of its receipt. Within 1 year. 9. FCRA is a division of Reserve Bank of India. FCRA does not apply to an alumni association of an Indian college formed in by Indian and local citizens in the US and send donation for the building, Jubilee building. Over. How many you got all true, all right? Any 9 rights are here? Hope I'm with you. You understand? 9 right, 8, 7, 6 right. No, sir. I'll tell you. You just 5 right. Out of that, all 5 are correct. That true. I mean true. 4 true, 3 true, 2 truths, at least 1 is true, and okay, right. All true, nobody is there, isn't it? Okay, sir, as we go, I'll explain to you, but the answer is that all are false. This is asking you the question basically to know where we stand. Secondly, I can easily judge how far I must go. That is, one is means I must go very deep to tell you the details. In other places, non-CA forums, you ask somebody, they'll say so many answers. So I'll know where I have to, how far I should go, depth of the subject to be covered. So we'll start doing some. Let me tell you something about the history. As John Ravindran sir rightly said, during emergency only this FCRA has come, because they were expecting foreign hand. Those who must have heard about that, foreign hands coming to play in our Indian politics. That is one of the reasons we started this Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. This is to regulate the donor, donees, acceptance and utilization. This is prevalent in other countries also. It is not that India alone is doing it. Other countries also, they cannot give money for other organizations. And this is by the Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA, not the Reserve Bank of India. The first act was in 1976, basically to monitor, regulate and report. Then 1985, it had a very major changes. Indirect donations were taken. Earlier, you have a friend there, they'll send it to, say, I am a friend, somebody is sending it to me, ask me to give it to this organization. Indirectly, that has been removed in 1985. There are few, like Jammu Kashmir was not there, it added. 2010, a new act has come, FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010 and Rules 2021 with the stringent measures. That is a act and rule that we are following now. Then they are making many changes. In last evening also there is one. That is what Ravindran said. I identified that. This is for a definite program or cultural, religious, educational, economic and social programs. Definite program. There is a person in US, his sister is getting married, he is sending her, say, 20 lakhs. This is not a definite program. It is out of love and affection. Either he is sending it to his daughter or sending it to his father. This is not a program, isn't it? So this should be a definite program. So that is what he said, the story about a person seeing $100 to, and second time giving it to ask them to give it to others. The point is that is a definite program. Whereas seeing somebody giving a $100 is a small thing, or giving some gifts. It should not be a definite program. If it's a definite program, it is within the purview of FCRA. Foreign contribution includes directly or indirectly. Indirectly, somebody is sending it to an Indian here and asking him to give it to this organization. That is indirectly. FC interest or any other income, accrued or any other income derived in Indian currency or foreign currency. Somebody is coming, foreigner coming and giving in 1,000 rupees to an organization. That is also a foreign contribution. Refund of income tax, he has explained. Refund of income tax is also, it has to be treated as a foreign contribution because it has to come to our account. There was a major discussion, I think during 2010 Act was they are discussing. They said there was a cow was bought by an organization, cow. It was giving milk. So given it to an organization for, and they were selling the milk. So naturally any income derived out of the foreign asset is a foreign income, isn't it? Any doubt? Correct. So the question asks, what about the ox? So without ox you cannot have a calf. So these were some of the confusing things people ask, and this is how we are also asked to find out how you can find out a loophole. This is one act, I tell you, if those who are practicing, absolutely no chance. We have come across a case where Sabu and myself, a case where they filed a case, they got a stay. They said nothing to do, you go and stay. And we were discussing, somehow we had to withdraw the case and pay the compounding fee and come out of that. Otherwise, nothing will work out. Whatever income tax and all, so beautifully, you can go there, approach them. Ultimately, they are giving money, so they want us to restrict whatever way you want, and very arrogant also. That's what the people interacted with them saying. So, that's an opportunity for auditors. He was talking about this thing. Now they are taking auditors, and we have to go and audit all the audit. Forensic audit we have to do. So, thorough audit. there's an opportunity. I don't know how to reach out to them, but they are appointing chartered accountants to audit. And those who retire from the CNDAG also they are appointing. One of my clients, they came. And he is talking about the advance. These are all latest things I am talking about. The advance, how to give, and you should not give an advance. You give only to the ultimate vendor. There's a lot of confusions are there. And administrative expenses, carry forward expenses, carry forward administrative expenses. He is told, he explained to us. And TDS also, he explained to us. And the latest is that last night has come, what is it, last night, I'll show you that. We have the, pardon sir? Bank. Bank. It can be, so that even if you don't have, you can, they allow you to withdraw money and pay the compounding fee. This is there is a, I'll show you the site where there's something called orders and circular guidelines. There's a charter for chartered accountants. In that, it says that utmost care, forensic audit, familiarize with the acts and rules and amendments, bank account with regard to credit and utilization, ensure books of accounts are proper, annual return, certificate in FC4 by CA. These are in the website. I'll show you that later when we take it up. Pardon, sir? This is FC4 is the annual return. In that, there is a, that's what he has shown you. These are the forms we have to fill it up. And website is having all this. Website I'll show you. It's got a dashboard. There says acts, rules, services under FCRA, information bank, orders, circulation guidelines, do's and don'ts, FAQ, dashboard and contacts. This is the site. I'll take you the live site. Go to FCRA or Ministry of Home Affairs. This FCRA is there. Or directly you say FCRA. You go there. The site is like this. There you can see all this. Acts and rules. All the acts, rules, everything is there. Amendments, guidelines, lists of agencies treated as foreign source. Whatever you want, it is there. Even you don't have to buy another book or something, acts, rules, everything is there. This we have to get familiarized with that. Contribution, rules, then foreign contribution. Foreign contribution is having so other small rules are there. Giving gifts to visiting, when we visit abroad, how much you can buy, lot of things are there. Second one is foreign contribution services. Our forms are here. You don't have to go to any other place. Everything is available here. Revision, application, compounding fee, response, and then they say you have to pay 3,000 rupees. All details are given here. Information. You want to identify how many foreign registered ones in India. In Tamil Nadu you can find out. There is as district wise also you can get. This is, yeah. FCRA registered organizations. If there is. But I have not come across anything. Even FCRA says a partnership company can also get the FCRA. And you have to select the year and then you have to select the, say 25, this. registered organizations in Tamil Nadu. See, people take a list of all this and write to you, saying that we do this, we can get organize something for you. That is how all those organizations having registered, they are all getting letters. And when you have the name, you can easily get the phone numbers also. There are people contacting them regularly for services in Delhi or any other places. So, this is how they are getting it. And prior permission. Who are all having prior permission? You select the year. You select the Tamil Nadu, there is only one organization having prior permission as of today. It is not very complicated, very simple. Then circular and other details. Policy matters related to public notices, orders and circulars. Wherever you see this, that is the latest one. This is the one saying you have to spend within 3 years and you have to spend within 3 years. You have to receive within 3 years and spend within 4 hours. 4 years. Other public notices and circulars. Here we have this charter for chartered accountants, charter for banks. Now what is that they have to do with this? But for us, this is important. This is FAQ. This is the FAQ. This is about 18 pages are there. Right from A to Z, everything is there. But we can go through this. Any clarification we can get from here. So we want to know. I have taken something else and some of the important ones or some confusing ones are here that I will show you later. So if no issues, you can just go through this FAQ, you can read it out. That 30 pages, you will get an idea what is what. It covers everything actually. Then we have then revised one is there. Some additional ones. Only 2 pages. You have any questions you can ask me. This is the do's and don'ts. Do's for the FCRA website. I'll show you more. This is how it is to be. I picked up from something and I made a PPT of the important ones. So as Ravindran sir rightly said, it is not a very elaborate one, a very small thing. Details are given. Only thing very complicated and we have to be very firm with the client. They'll ask you, can I bring this way, that way, a lot of new ideas they'll give you. Don't fall for that. That's a I tell you, you will not believe kind of this thing they bring in. So you have to be very, otherwise finally we will be in trouble. He will say that only that chartered accountant told me this. 100%. There is one, the finance company had a run. They lost some money. So in Kerala, and he was caught for not repaying, and he said only chartered accountant told me to do this. He started a Nidhi company. He said he is transferred from here to there. Chartered accountant, for no reason, he was in the police, they were questioning for 1 week. He said, thank God he didn't visit them. They found, the client only visited him. Had he visited their office, they would have been more serious. Now, crime branch, they understood. See, when you go to client's office or something, that is different from client coming to us. Client will come there and say so many things, isn't it? You cannot stop him. But when you go to him, there are something else beyond the fees and other things. I am saying, these are all the small things, but we have to be very careful. Yeah. Yeah. In this. No, sir, only that certificate, one certificate we have to give. That is not one certificate, there is about 20 certificates are there. So much we have to take. He told you that affidavit we have to take from each one. He has not violated any other law, we have to find out. We are saying that he has not, any of the executive committee members have not violated any other law. How can we say? So we take any other audit, we take a declaration from the management certificate, something like that we have to take. So yes, in a way it is very difficult, but unfortunately these are the ones for the charitable organizations, so they don't pay. Company means they will pay, isn't it? At least you can demand. Here, no, sir, we are running charity only, so how can we pay? That is only for ordinary chartered accountants. But they pay through the nose to all these big fours. That's what we understand. Then we have a dashboard. This dashboard will give you the latest. I have taken a printout of that. I will show you that later. How many total number of FCRA as on today? Hey, yesterday it was only 16,128 because I have taken a printout. I will show you. Today it is 16,134. I think one day they increased. Very rarely only. Last 1 week it was only 16,128 because I was taking this for the PPT. Now it has increased. These are the contact details. So basically I showed you whatever you want, everything is here. You don't have to go anywhere outside. When referring books, yes, maybe good, but otherwise all details are here. We can prepare it. Things are written very simple. Only thing, some areas we have to be very cautious. Let's not get into trouble. That's the only suggestion that I have. By helping them, you rightly said. So, yesterday only I prepared this. 16,128. Maybe after 1 month or something he had issued everything. So, this active one is 16,128. And cancelled 20,719. This is deemed expired. See, every time you would have seen, this was from December, they said initially we are going to extend it, from December they said we are going to extend to March. March it is now extended to June. So, it is going on because it is, a lot of pressure may be coming, I don't know why. Anyway, this is getting deemed expired. One way it is good for us also. This is all suspended. It is good for us because they are coming to us. If it is cancelled, they may not come to us. But deemed means we have a problem, they will come to us how to sort it out. There are some agencies doing it big way and maybe they are quite useful. One is, even on record I can say it is a Standard Chartered Bank, they have a division for this. Because the bank, they will help you. Anyway, this is, because it's a big bank I said, This is a state-wise breakup of cancelled, active and deemed expiry. This is how many 3 lakh some returns are there. I don't know why it is given. Anyway, it is there. 3 lakhs plus returns have been filed over years. And so this year, how many is this year? 70 for the year 24, 25, 70 organizations have filed their annual return. There are all statistics for our sake. These are the various forms. FC3, FC3A, FC3B for prior permission and intimation of annual run. This is what. But these are very important. Then change of address of the name. This is very important. Banks. Surrender of certificate, this is one latest one. This is when if you want to surrender, you can surrender. This form you have to fill up. But as he rightly said, then where is the asset? So your building asset, land may be yours, building could be theirs. So how to expand? Or land may be, what would have land with the FC, but building would have been ours. It has to go to the person who is the rank of chief secretary and get things done. He has to come and take over. Either. So one trouble I tell you, if you demarcate that this is FC land, this is that land, FC land they will take it. If you don't take it, then at least we can say, if you have a first floor of FC and ground floor of local funds, so that can be done. So sir, how can we go to the second floor without this thing? So these are all practical, yeah. Supposing first floor is with the FC, the ground floor is local. So we will not allow it to go to, see, unless we allow, and he cannot demolish that. Amen? Pardon? No, sir, rent they can stop it, they can collect it. Everything is fine. We are surrendering. We don't want this. We don't want FCRA no more. But then whatever we bought, whatever we own with the FCRA, they are taking it. So how do they take it? If it is first floor is mine, how can they take the ground floor? There are confusions. You say if you demarcate, this place is foreign contribution, this place is local contribution, at least they can take it. But if we club together, they cannot take it. So that the question is whether we should advise them to have clubbed or should have separate. Club means they cannot take it away. It's not practical. This will be go on for some time. Government, it is a government. Central government is taking. For that, a person in the rank of chief secretary has to monitor this. That means it has to come to the collector to the tahsildar. All these are there. And coming to our place, taking all these will take 2-3 years. And between how many stages? Pardon, ma'am? That government, central government is taking over. Central government to take it over and sell it and make money is it will take, as of now, it will take about 10-15 years. In between, how many stays? How many people will be going for stay? This, that. Surrendering is a problem. Supposing you don't want, you abandon, I don't want this, then it is okay. But supposing you are running a school and in between you found very difficult FCRA, this question, that questions, so that you want to surrender it. Then you had whatever asset you created, so that you can surrender it. So you must have that's what he was insisting on having register, so that these are your assets, these are our assets. It can be very demarcated. That's one way we can do it. FC utilization, application of email, compounding fee, all these are there. No, that's what I said. This is not a big issue. Only thing we have to apply our mind. If you have a client, we will definitely easily find it out. These are some of the violations, notable violations even by FCRA. Clubbing of local and foreign income. We may not do it intentionally, but somebody will deposit in our account. See, you have a website, they say about website. They identify from the website, they identify and deposit. Even local account also sometimes they deposit. So you can stop them. So this is one major issue. Although Delhi account is exclusively for foreign account, some people will deposit here. How do you handle? You write to the bank and write to FCRA saying that I got $1,000 in my account, which is a violation. I know it is not. I have not asked for this. Then you ask the bank to refund it. Bank will not do it, return it. Bank will not do it. Let it be there, and that's the only way you can do it. In your BRS or something you write. Don't accept it. Don't take it. Till they take it, let it be there. Pardon, sir? See, our account, it is in Indian rupee it is come. Say $1,000, 82,320 some amount. You should not touch it. Let it be there. You write to the bank, say to refund it. Bank may or may not do it. Bank, if either case, we write to the FCRA saying that there is a credit of so much, which is not FCRA. It is not nothing to do with. It is not my request. They have sent it. Pardon, sir? Same. Then non-submission of returns. This is you out of this 50,000, you say about 10,000 at least, 20% they are not filing their returns regularly. Somebody's money they are doing it, so that is one of the reasons they lost it. You must understand, this is a chartered organization. Their all members are elected. 2 years, maximum 3 years. Then new treasurer will come, new secretary will come. He may not know. He may not be a chartered accountant. It may not be nothing to do with the accounts. FCRA see things as another form. Then transfer from to unregistered organization. Now it is banned. Earlier also unregistered was not banned. Earlier only registered was permitted. Now that is also banned. Utilization other than objective. Where an organization is getting for the school, while buying a van or something, they would have used this money also. Short of small amount only, but that is a violation. He said registration of asset in the name of personal name. That all these vehicles, we have a real problem. The RTO is creating problem. And some of us to save for bus, van or something, if it is in the name of a trust, we have to pay taxes based on number of seats. You are getting it. Otherwise, it is in my name, President so and so. It is not that. So to save that, we will register in my name as President so and so. But that is a violation. Administrative expense, earlier it was 50%. Now it is 20%. Administrative expense, one way, see, definitely we must make we have to have a project account, and then project 1 or 2, whatever it is. All this possible, practically everything is possible, you write it only that. Because you have a person here, he is going to the bank for the project only. So make him as a social worker working for the project. Wherever he sits, he is doing the work of that. So such things can be planned. If they can discuss with chartered accountants, we can tell them, oh, okay, we can easily reduce 20%, isn't it? So many other things we can do it. So this is very easy, but we must know in advance. Change of office bearers 50% and above, we have to inform them. Most of the organizations, if there is you take a society, or Section 8 company, they are all having elections and 50% and more could be changed. So that we have to inform them. Cash expense, he said we should not have 2000, you should not have ATMs. And FAQs, you see, it says that we should not make a payment of more than 2000 rupees. Income tax only 10,000. Here it is 2,000 rupees. They should not make a payment of about 2,000 rupees. Common offences subject to severe penalty. NGO accepting foreign contribution without registration or prior permission. Somebody will say, yes, I have $1,000. Somebody means not a stranger. There is a school. One student who is now working abroad, is a US citizen. He has come on holidays. He visits a school. He is happy to see his old master and say, sir, I will give you $1,000, sir. Now, for 80,000 rupees for a school, it is a big amount. He will accept it. This is a violation. FCRA, NGO having FCRA registration but receiving contribution in different bank accounts. No limit of getting. Once you have a registration, you have no limit. Only prior permission you should say this specific amount. Otherwise, no limit. That's, I'll show you the penalty. It is minimum 1 lakh. Minimum can be 1 lakh. Then I think it could be about 5% or whichever is higher. All Home Ministry. FCRA is under Home Ministry. You have to, they'll give you permission. Registration, number one is registration. Then only, if it is getting, once you have a registration, there is no issues. Except you say that, say 5 heads are there, you take education, then you are getting it for something else. That the problem comes. Social or cultural or something, then that's the problem. FCRA registration not filling annual return in the prescribed form. You have to be very careful when we fill it up. FCRA, NGOs having FCRA registration filing false information in annual report. It is income tax, as you know, at least earlier we write something, it's okay. Now only the issues are coming. But here everything they will catch you. You have to be very, very careful. Not maintaining required books of accounts. We have to keep the books of accounts. NGOs, they don't know. They write something, they will bring one set of books to us and audit it. Could be the last minute. We will also have a limitation, time, their fees and other things. So this could be another problem. NGO receiving foreign control on behalf of NGOs not having FCRA. He told you. See, one of FCRA will say, sir, you are getting it, why don't you, I have a friend who has got, he has some money. Yes. If you take it, you are not supposed to take it. So this is happening. That's what, if you go for a scrutiny or a forensic audit, you will see that all these are happening there. Not filing nil return. That is also one thing. If you are not getting anything, we say, why should we do? That's why that FCRA, FAQ read, not only ask the client also to read it out. Diversion of funds of purpose for other than which they are received. For education, relief to the poor or something we give. That should not happen. Not maintaining separate books of accounts. Last minute only when we do the audit or something, we will say we have to extract something from here and there and write it. But tell them from day one, your receipt is there. At least we can identify the receipt. Payment, anything to a project, it has to write separately. Then we have to have a local funds one column, the foreign funds one column, and the total. So we will ensure that this is taken care. Not different projects you can have. Not like one school can have a different, but if you have one school and a hospital, then you write it better. If you have 2 schools, you write separately, you can combine it later. These are the prior period and regular registration difference. For registration it is 10,000, it is only 5,000. This is 3 years activity initially. Then you have to have a letter, this spent 15 lakhs in 3 years. Registration for 5 years, registration within 90 days shall commence, communicate the reason. If you cannot, they should communicate with reason, they will not communicate, that you don't worry. But we have to be at their will. Renewal is 5,000. Here 5,000 is prior period, letter from the donor, specific amount, specific power, specific project. This is the latest one, received within 3 years and utilized within 4 years. This is the latest. Here 5,000, 5,000. Renewal 5,000 rupees. No, 5 years, 5 years. Yeah. Sir, those who are getting 5, for them 5 years, 5,000 is a small amount.
Yearly 5 years.
Once. That's why many organizations are thinking of other ways to get funding other than FCRA. Even if they are doing some consultation or something, they say we are willing to pay the tax. There are discussions in many ways. This is something very important. It's only a very, very practical way of doing it. Homework for starting for registration or prior permission or renewal. Chief functionary should have Aadhaar, mobile, email and PAN. Something very, very, very important. See, usually there will be a senior man, could be the chairman or something, he will be the chief functionary. He may not have email, even if he has email, he will not check it. He may have a mobile, nowadays at least he has got a mobile. So Aadhaar, PAN, very important, name has to be same, especially for Darpan. If one spelling mistake, they will not allow. How many of you did Darpan here? You know how many times you have to try. In my office there is a lady, so I told the clients, she will call you between 10 and 12 night. So she gets, sir, don't worry, you will get a note. You have to get, what time you go to bed? They say, okay. You will get a notification from my staff. Then you have to send it to her. Isn't it true? First time it took 5 days to get some. Then only somebody told me, boss, don't try during the office hours. Only in the late night you try. Early morning. 9 to? Oh, okay. Right. Pardon? Sunday also? Good, better. Office time, very difficult. First time, then only I asked, how are you doing? He said, hey, never do it in the office time, during the other office. So, that staff, one lady, she got familiarized with this. So, I tell everyone, sir, you get a call or she will call you and tell you that you will be getting an OTP. Now, things have changed. I mean, I understood that. Because then, organization should have email, website or Facebook. You know that. This is very important because after the accounts are finalized, you have to post it there, and quarterly also you have to post it. Scanned copy of the registration certificate. Nature you have to specify. You can have all this, but you have to specify aims and objectives. Key functionaries, name, nationality, Aadhaar, email, etc. In case of a foreigner, pardon? You can write cultural, religious, economic, education, social. These are the 5 activities. Yes. That you can mention in the form. If it is in the form, yes, you have to write. You have to select it. That you have to write. No, I am only giving a broad idea. Then African is a branch, give details of the head office. Then most important is the Delhi. Opening bank account in Delhi is not all that difficult. Actually, you go to State Bank of India, they will help you to do it. But opening in the other account, it was earlier called designated account. The other account I find very difficult, especially in one State Bank of India for my client. 2 weeks we are after them. Yes, sir, we will do it, sir. They are not doing it. I think they have no interest in that. I don't know why. Because we will not park funds in Delhi. We will somehow bring it here only, isn't it? So why should we park in Delhi? So we bring it here. To last 3 years audited accounts give details of associates refused foreign contribution. They may not tell you. Try to probe and find out from them whether anybody this thing. And you think somebody will tell you, sir, I am a member there and we applied, we didn't get. No one will tell you. This is very, very Darpan we were talking, and every name has to be perfect. Spelling A-N-E-N, that's the end of it. You will not get it. Which one is easier to change, PAN or Aadhaar? So if there is a spelling mistake. Aadhaar. PAN is easier. No, sir, name. See, so, see, if there is a, say, my name is Abraham Zachariah, you should H or EH you can write. So, this could be in Aadhaar it could be E, and in PAN it could be E. So, which is easier, Aadhaar or? Display board outside the office or unit, very important. We don't usually keep that sometimes, because even a school is there for a long time. All of us know that there is a Good Shepherd school here, isn't it? They may not, even Don Bosco, they may not have a board outside. But for a FCRA purpose, when they come, there should be a board outside. And this is very important, this Intelligence Bureau inspection. Very, very, very important. And these people will be coming there for 3-4 days there. They may not tell us. They will be hanging around, they will ask the local people or somebody what is happening here, etc., etc. And then only they will come. And after they come, and as they come, you should have as John sir rightly said, you should have a office set up there. And it should not be a bedroom or a drawing room or something, it should be a room. So that must be an office room like table like this, cupboard like this, and everything should have a setup of an office there. Okay, preferably you can have a separate office, not in the house itself. Then he'll ask for so many books. So you should take it out from one cupboard. It should be written. This is the name of the organization which applied for FCRA. So this is to show that we are serious. Otherwise, we will be searching for this, that, everything. So serious. Everything is fine. After that, he will never go. He will wait there. He will wait there as if he wants money. As if he wants money. He will be talking, he will be taking this and keeping it like this. He will wait. Typical way of asking money. Sir, can I go? He will say, yes, sir. Even he will not go. Sir, where did you get this photo? That means we know the intention, but never ever give him a bribe. You give the bribe, that's the end of it. You will never get it. If you are there is diary or something you can give, and don't give him biryani or something. Only tea or one biscuit. Don't treat him. He should not feel that we are very lavish and as if we want it by pleasing him. We want it. No, never try that. Tea, biscuit or something, if it's a book or something, you can give. Don't give any expensive gifts. Never give it. Our intention you will get, you will hide there. No, we are strict, they are very genuine people. That is the impression he has to go. With that only he should go. This is from my experience I am telling you. The people try to please him. Sir, shall I order biryani, sir? Ambur biryani, sir. No, nothing will work. You don't have to give. He's come from my office. Yes. This is other day I prepared it. Even a spelling bee should. He'll take our life out, yeah, if it's a darpan. And you must tell them the fees in advance, whatever is your fees. Sir, this so much, they'll ask you, end of the day. So you must tell them, sir, darpan, you can get it done through R&D, but for me, I will be charging so much. And night, this girl will be calling you, don't feel bad. That also you must tell in advance. Yeah? So this is activities, funding, source, all this we are doing. This is a exempted Indian company, where any wages or fees, this is not the FCRA, receipts in the ordinary course of business from international trade or commerce or UN or World Bank, remittance from a personal account. If you are working abroad, you are sending it from a personal account, scholarship, stipend, etc. Relative, only about 10,000 you have to report. Relative, it says that Companies Act 1956. Companies Act 1956 is having 22 relatives. Companies Act 2013 is having only 8 relatives. You go back and check. So, judges, etc. In case judges, this government employees, medical emergency, they go to abroad and there is some medical emergency, or if it costs more than 1 lakh only, we have to inform. Above 10 lakh. 10 lakh. Yes, above 10 lakhs we have to. So this is for a definite purpose. You are sending someone 10 lakhs to your father and this is for your house or father or something. It is not a definite purpose. This is out of love and affection. Please don't get... to me, my argument is that I am sending it to my father. I am a foreigner. It is not for a definite purpose to send it out to 10 people for a better home, better facilities or a car or something. It is nothing to do with the foreign. This is only between out of love and affection I am giving. Definite purpose, very specifically, it is definite program. It is not a program. Sending money to my father for a car is not a program for me. So that, if somebody asks you, you can definitely say that. Gift. Personal gift less than 25,000 is okay. All these below people. And if a delegation is going, this is one rule, if delegation is going, each one can take up to 10,000. Together, if they are visiting many places, together they can take only 15,000 rupees. If it is above 15,000, either they can pay the money or it has to be retained. It has to be given with the government of India. Some place is there in Delhi. There you have to deposit this. That is why sometimes government of India, they will auction this, some articles. Yes, FC1, 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs less. Maybe I am wrong in this. Yeah? We can check it up, sir. No, it's okay. Anyway, 10 lakhs is one amount. You have to inform if it is above 10 lakhs. That's all. That I will confirm it. Less than or 2 lakhs. Yeah. Is in the C&H, yes. I didn't get it, sir. Yeah. That's a government company. How otherwise C&AG will audit? C&AG, how it is coming into picture? Oh, public funding. They are having FCRA. Okay, but FCRA registration you have to have, isn't it? Then you have to have, when you have a FCRA registration, you have to file a Form 3, isn't it? Sir, I will check it up. I am unable to give you a offhand. FCRA, he says, FCRA, it is not a government company, FCRA government funded companies, they have a C&AG audit. Such organization, if you are getting a foreign contribution, that audit is not required, that is what he says. Anyway, we have to confirm, sir. Yes, sir? That could be one organization, yes. Maybe they might be having a list of organizations exempted also. These are the offences, sir. Accepting hospitality, 10,000 rupees. So we are going, they are sending, or you are going abroad and giving some hospitality. Yes, boarding, lodging, travelling, etc. without information, without prior permission. Yes, this is punishable for transfer any coordinate to any other person. 1 lakh or 10,000, whichever is higher, sir. Yes, sir. If it is there is an order or something, if there is any notification, yes, you can receive. But you have to, that specific one I don't know, but maybe you can check it up with the FCRA itself, right? And then it has to, you have to open a bank account with in State Bank of India, New Delhi. That is a mandatory for FCRA. So some special cases, Government of India exempts some organizations, special awards, special categories are there. Research. This is a research which is useful for the government, useful for the public. Yes, sir. Any specific you can write to them. Yeah. In aspirating in contravention of the any other law. I mean, you have to get permission for getting hospitality for the government employees and others. If they don't inform, they have to take prior permission within 2 weeks before the visit or accepting hospitality. Then if they have not taken, 10,000 rupees is a fine. Here we have to pay only here. Yeah, abroad. Yeah, abroad. If an FCRA organization, a foreign funding, you are getting hospitality, 99% outside India, 1% also in India. They are sending it to Manali or something, yes. That can be also taken. Then 1 lakh or whichever is higher. The foreign contribution beyond 20% of the received from administrative, if you are using 20% of and above, 1 lakh or 5%, whichever is higher. Offence punishable of accepting foreign contribution without registration, 1 lakh. No, sorry, I think it got. I think. No, this is. Okay. Punishable without registration. Receiving foreign contribution in any account other than specified bank account, 1 lakh or 5%, whichever is higher. Non-reporting, 1 lakh or 3%. Receiving, depositing any fund other than foreign contribution in account or accounts opened for foreign contribution or for utilizing foreign contribution. Other than foreign contribution, 1 lakh or 2%, whichever is higher. offence punishable for non-furnishing of intimation, 1 lakh or 5%. Offence for not maintaining books of accounts, 1 lakh or 5%. Failure to intimate the opening of bank accounts, 10,000. Failure to intimate the opening of bank account with prior period. Okay. 6 and non-punishable for non-furnishing intimation of each of the foreign contribution. Offence punishable for non-furnishing of intimation of amount of each of the foreign contribution received and the source. Non-publishing, it could be 8, failure to intimate. We'll see that in the thing, sir. I'll see that. We'll check it out. Which one? Yeah. Where? This one. Offence punishable failure to intimate opening of account or account within the prescribed time. Failure to intimate the present time. I'll get back to you. Maybe doing my cut and paste, you would have missed something. What is that? What happened to our? I asked him for tea at 3 o'clock. Where are they? Left? Oh, just ask for this. We'll go back. Pardon, sir? No, we have to open first. See, Delhi bank account we have to open first. We'll ask the 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, you open it, Indian rupee. You got, pardon? Before registration, because we have to show the bank account. In the form we have to show the bank account. Yeah. First we have to open account, then we have to write it in the this account. There is one file, sir. They can suspend also. I'll FAQ. You can connect from there. Oh, that. Sir, here it is. Sir, tell me, this is a actual from the site. So tell me which one you want, sir? Doubt you had? Offence punishable under section 37 for not maintaining account and records of foreign contribution received and manner of its utilization as required by the section 9 of the Act, 1 lakh. Offence punishable under 37 for not maintaining accounts, 1 lakh or 5% of the contribution received. Then 6 and 8, offence punishable under section 311 and 35 of the Act, read with rules 6, failure to intimate about the receipt of foreign contribution within the prescribed limit. Intimation, receipt of the contribution, okay, 5% of such. Sir, within quarterly we have to file, we have to publish it. So if you don't publish it, this is a fine. Quarterly we have to have at least in a Facebook you have to post it. Either in your website or in your policy. This is apart from the annual accounts. So anything in FAQ, yes sir. Yes sir. That is for yearly you have to file it. Now there is a change, isn't it? There is a change. Yeah. When you said earlier, I remember. It has changed. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Started. We had 44 participants. Now it has come to very small number. That reminds me of a story. Mark Twain, he was invited for a class. So first day, everything was fixed. He didn't go. Everyone was disappointed. Next time, they announced another time for his class. Only 50% of the people came. He didn't go. Third time also he didn't go. Fourth time he went. Then he gave an explanation. First time people came because there was some obligation. Second time they had no work. That is why they came. And that third time, they thought, okay, having paid, we must get some benefit. Fourth time, the creamy layer has come. So really wanted to attend the program only has come. So I must say, afternoon, sitting here are the ones who are the creamy layer you really wanted to learn. Thank you so much. Okay, now this is the FAQ. I have taken separately. FAQ, especially those who are practicing, please know, this is something, some tricky questions are there. You will know. Okay, yes, can foreign contribution be received in rupees? Yes. Yes, a foreigner coming and giving some money, Indian rupee, yes, it is received. Whether interest or any other income earned out of the foreign contribution can be shown as fresh contribution received during that year. Whether interest or any other income earned out of foreign contribution can be shown as a foreign contribution received during the year for carried out foreign contribution shown as a fresh foreign. No. This is no. So, foreign contribution received in Indian rupee, in rupees. In rupees, you are getting in rupees. That is Indian rupee. Whether that is a counter contribution, foreign. Any Indian, anything, NRO, NRI, anything, or even cash also. That is a foreign contribution. Importance is who is giving. Pardon, ma'am? It's see, sir, you are a foreign citizen coming to his school, and he is giving 1,000 rupees to the headmaster, saying that this is a donation. That's a foreign contribution. Whereas an Indian citizen coming to his school giving $100, it's a Indian rupee. It is not a foreign contribution. Then whether the earnings from foreign clients by a person in lieu of goods sold. Some of the organizations you go, they sell goods, crafts and other things they sell. That is not a foreign contribution. That is one way of, it is a big challenge for nowadays. Small things are made there, they are selling for 500 rupees, 1000 rupees. Rather than taking foreign contribution, they sell this. And whether foreign contribution received from a relative is to be treated as a foreign contribution? No. Whether individuals can accept gifts in kind? Yes. Can the fee paid by foreign delegates participating is a foreign contribution? No. If somebody is paying money and attending this, it is not a foreign contribution. Whether a company incorporated in India under the Companies Act having operations in 2 or more countries is a foreign contribution? No. What is a registered newspaper? Registered newspaper, as he rightly explained, if those having registration, you get the benefit of postal concession. That's a registered newspaper. Yes. Yeah, MNC, yeah. Indian registered company having operations outside India. FCRA, if Indian registered company is a multinational having operations in Sri Lanka or anywhere, 1 or 2 countries, it's a multinational company. But for the purpose of FCRA, this is not it's not a foreign company. What are the eligibility criteria for grant of registration? To be registered under the existing statute, like societies, etc., existing for 3 years, then 15 lakhs and above in 3 years. If association wants the inclusion of the another point. See, sometimes you may not have all the 15 lakhs received, but you have some assets you created out of the local funds. You say these are all the funds. They can convert this into foreign calculated for the purpose of 15 lakhs as a foreign contribution, but that has to be mentioned that way. That means when you are selling or something, this is considered as a foreign contribution. So here 15 lakhs spent during the year. In case, no, 3 years, 3 years. You are working for 3, then only you can apply for registration. You have to apply for registration only after 3 years. In 3 years, you should have spent at least 15 lakhs. No, local contribution. Local contribution. See, we are starting usually what we start an organization. To enhance our contribution, our activity only, we go for foreign contribution. Our Indian contribution should be 15 lakhs. In case that your collection is not 15 lakhs, but your assets are there over 15 lakhs, that will be treated as foreign assets. That will allow you to get the registration. That's the point. What are the eligibility criteria for grant of prior permission? What you require for the registration, all this you have to avail, except that 3 years need not be there, that 15 lakhs. All other criteria you have to follow. Whether foreigners can be appointed as the executive committee members or as association. See, as he rightly said, the foreigners should not have control over that. And the chief officers should not be the same. And there and here, they should not control here. 75% of the members or employees should not be members here. There are some conditions are there. Whether government servants, judges, employees of the government body can be executive members. He said yes, they can be executive members. No harm, but well, it is up to them. If they say no issues, here also if you ask somebody or some officers to be members of the board or something, they say I have to get permission. If they have to have permission, let them take the permission. But there is no bar by FCRA. How to rectify an error in application of registration or prior period permission already submitted. No rectification is allowed after application has been finally submitted online. In case of error, please contact the support center. Office bearer mentioned in FC3 are different from the trust. I need to submit a supporting document. You have uploaded the resolutions and proof of that. How to find out status of pending application? Yes, you open it up, they'll ask you your status. There is a place where icon where you can ask. They'll immediately. What are the consequences of not filing annual return? You will lose your imposed penalty. You want to continue. You will not cancel it, suspend it. Where association needs to open FCA before submission of the application for the registration of permission. This is a question you ask. Yes, you have to. What is the procedure for intimating change in the name and names of the association? Intimation for change name of the association in FC 6A within 45 days. Whether intimation of regarding change of members of the executive committee, governing council to be governed the government. Yes, you have to give. One challenge comes here is if there is an annual election every year, you have to give. If supposing more than 50%, there will be definitely change. Election people new people might come. Whether, pardon sir? No. No, that depending on the bank. Usually 5,000 rupees in Delhi, you can open it. Whether the certificate of registration can be renewed. Yes, certificate of registration, who has granted certificate of registration under section 12 thereof shall have such renewed within 6 months before the expiry of the date. Now, every standard is 6 months before. Earlier it was only that day, then you will get it only after 1 year. What is the fee for making application for revision order? 3,000 rupees you have to pay. Earlier there was no fees for FCR, very normal. I think 1,000 rupees. Sabu, you remember? Earlier, a very small amount only. What is the time limit for application or revision? Pardon? So, there are advance order against you, suspension or something. You can make an appeal. For that you have to pay 3,000 rupees. What is the time limit for making an application for revision of order? Application can be 1 year. You have enough time. Actually, whether there is an order, that means in 1 year you prepare something and pay this 3,000 rupees and you can apply for regularization. Can the government cancel certificate of registration granted to a person under FCRA? Yes. Can government suspend a certificate of registration granted under same question? Oh, suspend, yes. Yes. How can anyone surrender your certificate? I told you can surrender. There is a form FC7 and you can surrender it. What is foreign hospitality? Yeah, you can apply for it. No, after you have suspended, after 3 years you can apply for a new application. You can make 3 application, new application. Same. Yes. This sponsor means hospitality only. See, somebody asks you to come, you are a government service, judges, etc., and they are, sir, please come and stay with us for 1 week, holidays, come with the family. So that's a foreign hospitality. If FCRA registered, FCRA organization is offering this to a judge or something, you have to have, it is not allowed, but you have to have the permission. Permission. No registration. 2 weeks before that you have to take permission. And in case you go there, there's a medical emergency that can be attended. If it is over 1 lakh, then you have to report within 1 month. As we were discussing, we don't know who prepared all this. Anyway, all imagination, whatever possible is incorporated in this. Tools for FCRA have a website. Post accounts and details within 1 month. Quarterly accounts, he has corrected me. Upload annual returns electronically. Maintain separate books of accounts for FC. Apply renewal within 6 months before the expiry. Open bank account, State Bank of India. Designated, now it is called other FCRA. And utilization banks. Intimate FC utilization account. Change the aims and objectives. Anything you have to inform them. Key members change also you have to inform. Darpan you have to update. And Darpan checklist I have already given. Don'ts. So, do not mix FCRA with local funds. Keep books of accounts separate. Keep separate cash box. So, you understood. There is an organization having FCRA and local funds. FCRA, we have taken some money. We have some 500 rupees balance, and our other account is having, say, another 800 rupees balance. They say separate, this 500 rupees is to be kept in a separate box, and this 800 rupees to be kept in a separate box. That is what FCRA mandates. But how far it is practical is a different one. Most important, fourth one. In fact, I wrote to the institute and I wrote to FCRA also. Do not approach middlemen. Approach directly. Any middleman, government, CS, government employees, CS, and other organizational person, consultant must be avoided. How dare they write? They say we should not approach. They should not approach us. This is in FCRA website. I wrote to FCRA, I wrote to our CA institute, no, both no reply. I got, how can they say that CA should not, we are like brokers, that is what they say. No sir, they say, we avoid middlemen. They should approach, I mean they should apply the forms. No, same, see, we have the FCC3 form, isn't it? If you want, you apply through that. You should not go through middlemen. Say among the middlemen, CA is also considered as a middleman. That's an insult to us, isn't it? Yeah? What, madam? Same thing. They want us to certify and they say we are middlemen. So as having seen this, I wrote to the institute, I wrote to this thing also. Both of them, no reply. No action.
They want the client to fill up all the form uploaded. They will not do it.
Who? Client will not do anything. Only you have to sit and...
They don't approach you.
Sir, that Darpan alone, you know how much time will take. You ask them. That spelling mistake alone will definitely... One time you will never get it. I assure you. He'll reject. You won't keep on doing it. Then only he'll come. Do not deviate from the purpose of the grant. Do not use ATM cards. And use only paying check. Cash expenses up to 2,000 only. This is in FAQ. It is in don'ts. Say cash, register, forget about that. He say physical cash has to be kept separately. So physical cash has to be kept separately. One in one box for FCRA cash, one box for local cash. No speculation of investment. You cannot invest in mutual funds or shares or something. And in fact, this has happened because some people were buying land. One time, real estate was booming, isn't it? They were buying land, then they sold it, they get better money. That is happening. Administrative expenses 20%. Do not receive FC without registration or after suspension. Purpose should even reflect the books of account, FC annual reports and annual reports and annual returns. Pardon, sir?
40% 40% means 20% will dissolve.
No, how to dissolve? They will only fine you. That is why we have chartered accounts there. We see that this is only head office account, head office administrative expense. They specifically written meeting expense, then HO other expenses. All are project expense only. Why we are having 10 people? Because project expenses. There is a person going to the bank for the project only. He is going to the bank, he is preparing everything, salary is sending, everything. He is a project administrator or executive sitting here. So all that you book in the in a project. There actually our expertise is in that only. You cannot accept foreign hospitality without prior permission, except the emergency. That also you have to report it. In case of cancellation of FCRA, eligible only after 3 years. Do not receive foreign contribution directly in utilization account. Some other accounts, utilization account directly, you should not get it.
Foreign hospitality will not cover the relatives.
Pardon, sir?
Government affection. Relatives travel.
See, that is there is a definite purpose program. How I am going, my son is inviting me to go there is not a definite program, isn't it? Nothing to do with that. This is a program where, as he rightly said, giving 100 rupees, ask them $100 and ask them to give. It's a definite program of giving it to one. But if you give somebody, it is okay. If my son is asking me to come there, we spend the vacation there, it is not foreign hospitality. It has nothing to do with the foreign contribution. Pardon, sir? Separate? Yeah. Okay, sir, I think we have covered almost all this. Any questions? Floor is open. You can ask me any questions on FCRA. Whatever I know, I can definitely share with you. Sure, I will send it to the institute. Yeah. The recording you get it. The full recording you get it, sir. Institute, I can send it to you. So all my email is here, sir. So you send it to me, I will immediately again post you this. So any questions? Yes, sir. My friend Sabu John is here. We work together in some NGOs, not auditors, but otherwise, as administrators of the NGOs we work. Here only. Any question? Floor is open. If no questions, yeah, tell me. Pen, ma'am. You cannot touch that. Your registration is cancelled. You write to them saying that this balance is there. They will give you direction. I understand. You should not do the money. Finally, they will take that money as a fine or something, and that is the end of. Pardon? That is a different. That is totally. This is separate. This is separate. Then you may have to pay some extra money also to settle your that compounding fees. That is over. Then this is a new one, new chapter. Nothing to do with the old one. See, you have some money. They will fine you definitely with something more than what you have. So you have to pay something from your pocket and settle this. Once that is over, only you will be permitted. I think so. Isn't it some? Yeah, must be. Don't attempt, because then again a problem, sir. You should be on a clean slate for 3 years. You can have the Indian activity, local activity you can have. Only thing, you should not have a foreign funds activity. No, sir, you should not have any FCRA. You should not have any foreign funds. Indian funds, anything you can do. You can run. See, without thousands of NGOs are running with the local funds only. And FCRA fund is only additional funding for the many of the organizations. Not exclusive. Yes. Okay. So thank you so much. I am not testing your patience, but thank you so much for your patience.
On behalf of SIRC of ICA, I thank C. Abraham Zachariah sir on a session on FCRA and a practical walkthrough through the FCRA websites and FAQs on FCRA. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you all for your patience and session. Have a very happy Saturday evening. Thank you.